start streaming on OBS that needed to happen. Okay, I've got starting, stream health, and haha, I can see my scoreboard. I'm just about to have a look. I'm just waiting to see if it's coming up on the phone. Hang on. Sorry? You can see me? 30 to 48? Excellent. Okay, we're up and running. Yeah, watch as I pan. I don't know if you can see this. I'm in a position where if I look straight out, the camera is really level, but as I pan around, it goes out on a weird angle. So it's going to be interesting, that one. See how I work that out. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I'm with you. Yep. Okay. I'll get on. So there's me panning now. Fantastic. Good man. Yep. Cool. It's looking good, isn't it? Okay, buddy. We'll keep in touch. Not a problem. Thank you. Cool. We're up and running.
Good stuff.
Yes, it's just one button. There's always just one button, isn't there? So the next trick is to make sure it goes out on Facebook. Good. Live stream started. Now, to let everyone in the world know, they can see us here. Just turn our mics off for the moment. If you're listening, Pete, I'm not going away anywhere.
Good afternoon and welcome to an historic day on RPP Peninsula Football this afternoon. It's Michael Voss here live at Chelsea, and we're here to watch the game between Mount Eliza and Frankston YCW this afternoon. It's the first semi-final, but this is not the broadcast game, and the historical part is that Lockie Kelly and Short Pass, I'll be overdoing the game at Somerville, and that's the broadcast, but we are streaming both games, and you'll be able to watch both games depending on which one you want to watch. You can either, if you find it through YouTube, if you can't find it through YouTube, go to the RPP Voice of the Peninsula Facebook page. There's a link in there. You'll find that, follow that, and you'll get the game, and you'll stream it live. And as the Telstra guy's son says, I can't even think of his name now. Jack, thank you, Jack. As Jack says, you can stream like a dream. And that's what we're hoping to do this afternoon. So you're Michael Voss here this afternoon. I've got Brody beside me. Broads, good afternoon to you.
G'day, Vossi. Really happy to be here.
It's a great day for RPP to be able to do two games, and we're looking forward to a big game. It's cutthroat. One of these two sides will advance. The other side will disappear into the night, as it were, come 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, as you said, beautiful day to be broadcasting the both games. Both games, do or die. We're going to see two great teams across the two divisions dead and buried by the end of the day. So it's going to be super exciting in this game in particular up here in Division 1. Mount Eliza and Frankston YCW, possibly on paper, two of the most evenly matched sides in the entirety of the competition. I reckon this is going to be an absolute belter.
I reckon it will be too, and YCW side, the only one they're without in terms of their players that they've got available is Paul Minchington, who hurt a calf last week, so he won't be playing this afternoon. And well, you'd have to say with a calf injury at 31 years of age, it's probably not it's an older man sort of injury, and you'd have to say that Paul Minchington, if YCW get through, would be unlikely, or certainly doubtful at the very least, to come up for a preliminary final or maybe even a grand final.
Yeah, and that's a huge loss for them as well, because last week he was pretty much the superstar, the game winner in that come-from-behind win over Edie Aspie, kicked 5 goals, and there was some great vision after the game of Wayne Capp really building him up, playing on with, he said, a torn calf. I'm not sure exactly the extent of his calf injury, but obviously he hasn't got up today, and that's a huge loss, because you boys were mentioning on the footy show this morning that Frankston YCW, one of their big problems at the moment, and one of the reasons that they've struggled through periods this year, is that they don't have a lot of avenues to goal, and they can really have a lot of trouble hitting the scoreboard sometimes. So to lose that 5 goals from last week, that's going to be a big blow for the Stonecats.
It certainly is, and when these two sides played in round 18, it was a draw. It was 7-8-50 each of two, so I reckon we could have something very similar to that today.
Go to extra time. We could be here until the early hours of the morning.
I tell you, we might just get our great tech Steve to maybe suit us up with a couple of dinners, delivery dinners or something. Maybe the Uber Eats, maybe something like that. But no, looking forward to a great game this afternoon. And Mount Eliza, on the other hand, they lost last week. They lost disappointingly to Pines. You were at that game, Broads. I wasn't, but Mount Eliza, that second quarter, they just got taken to the cleaners by a very rampant Pines side.
Yeah, and obviously Pines are a great side, so this is not to bash Mount Eliza and talk about how poor they were. They did come up against a really, really good side that are in really, really good nick at the moment. Pines are flying, but Mount Eliza were pretty disappointing. They just didn't show much, you know. They were sloppy, they were giving away easy possessions, they were turning the ball over. When they tried to kick long, they would always only find a Pines defender who would rebound easily, and when they tried to play it short, their skills weren't up to it. So they were definitely disappointing, and I know Coach Troy Shannon will certainly be looking for a little bit more this afternoon. He can really get a bit fired up, that man. So hopefully he's given the team the rev up they deserved, and I think that we'll see a little bit more from them this afternoon bouncing back.
So I'm just having a look to see what we've got happening on the streaming at the moment. We did have a few people watching before. I'm sure that will build up throughout the afternoon. And like I said, if you don't want this game and you want to watch the game at Somerville, you can do that too. And Lockie and Short Pass will be there broadcasting that on the main frequency of RPP 98.7 FM. And as YCW are already out in the ground, Mount Eliza just making their way out onto the ground for this big game this afternoon. The crowd building up. It's overcast. We just hope it's fine, because coming up here, it was a little bit wet coming up here.
Yeah, a little bit drizzly overhead. And who would you say that kind of wet weather footy would favour? I don't know if it's going to bucket down, but it does look as if it's quite grey overhead, and we may get just a little bit of drizzle throughout the afternoon.
Okay.
Because Mount Eliza last week, if I remember correctly, the conditions were okay, but they certainly struggled. So who would you think is the team that would benefit most from wet weather footy?
I would have thought.
It does bucket down?
I would have thought it would benefit YCW. Mount Eliza got the younger bodies and maybe the more inexperienced bodies. So in saying that, I reckon it probably favours YCW. But who can tell? Who can really tell? Like, obviously the Stone Cats are still alive. They won their first, I think it was 6 games this year, and then they fell apart with injuries and couldn't get continuity of players. They're still in the finals. They're still around, and while they're still around, other sides will be watching. And I know Sorrento are here watching. I've seen a few of the Sorrento boys here today. They are here and they are watching. And I don't know, Brades, I don't know about you, but I know you in your journalistic career, but I'm sort of sitting here and I'm sort of thinking to myself, gee, it'd be nice to see Sorrento and YCW play at some stage during this finals. Now, whether that means YCW win today and Sorrento lose, they play next week, or Sorrento win and YCW get through to a grand final. Either way, I would love to see Sorrento and YCW have another crack. There's two sides that do not like each other, and they've played once in 30 years, basically.
Yeah, and the two dominant sides of the two divisions in recent times. I mean, it's a blockbuster match waiting to happen, but Frankston YCW, to get there, they'll need to get through today, and I have to wonder how much of a physical toll this season has taken on them, because obviously you have to work pretty hard to win 7 premierships out of 8 over the last decade or so. However, this year has been particularly tough for them. That run of 8 matches without a win, it must have been absolutely brutal for them, and they really had to fight tooth and nail to get back into the finals.
I'm here.
So it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Yep, I can do that.
Obviously, Jumana are really well spread across the board, as well as they are at the moment. Murphy, he comes in with a bit of a cloud on his shoulder. He injured his shoulder last week and was told that he was going to be in the side if he could prove himself at 3/4 time as soon as this afternoon. So he is there out there at the moment. Today, boys, we are creating history on Double PFM. We are streaming 2 games to YouTube. So obviously, listeners, you'll be listening to us on the radio. But if you want to be looking at the action down at Chelsea, it's Mount Eliza taking on YCW, then you can jump on the Double PFM Facebook page or jump on YouTube and just Google it and search that one up. Because we are creating history, and Michael Voss, mate, you're with us this afternoon in Chelsea.
I am indeed, Locke. Good afternoon, and yeah, we're just about to get ready to get underway here in the game this afternoon. Both sides just going through their final words before we're about to start, and for one of these two sides it's going to be curtains tonight, and one of these two sides it'll be a preliminary final in 8 days' time, and these two sides played 2 weeks ago. It was a 7-8-50 each of 2 draw. I can't wait for this. It's going to be a great game. It's overcast, it's fine at the moment, but likewise with you coming up here this afternoon, it was very drizzly, so hopefully the rain does hold off. It's quite cool. There's no sun to speak of, but hopefully it'll just hold off, and like I said, hopefully we're in for a good game like you guys are there.
Obviously, YCW, a few players back today, Michael. They'll certainly be looking to knock off Mount Eliza. Do you think that Chelsea ground will suit the fleet-footed Mount Eliza? Do you think it'll suit those old bodies of YCW? I mean, I know you're a big YCW man, and we'll be absolutely all over them today. But if you can take it serious to the extra level and really be realistic of who you think will win this game, I'd love to hear.
I think, look, Mount Eliza have certainly got the speed, they've certainly got the younger legs, but what YCW have is if it gets wet, YCW have got the bodies to match it and to more than match it with the younger, inexperienced bodies of Mount Eliza. Boys, we're about to start, so I'll talk to you a bit later.
Love your work, Michael. Thanks very much, mate. We'll be chatting to you at another time.
Okay, we're about to get underway here in the first semi-final. It's Mount Eliza versus YCW. Macklin Rain, who was one of the best players on the ground last week for Frankston YCW. He was named as, I think, 3rd best on ground last week in their best player list, and he was the dominant big man on the ground last week. He's got work to do. Obviously, Asham's retiring during the season, so it'll fall solely onto him. Who are you tipping, Broads?
Mount Eliza, Frankston YCW, a bruising season. It's got to catch up with them eventually.
Okay, YCW for minors. Macklin Rain goes up in the ruck contest. He gets it down to Hutchison, who goes towards full forward. The ball is knocked away. Can they get an early goal here, YCW? They get the ball out, and the ball is going to be cleared, not quite, smothered off the boot. And the umpire says it's going to be a throw in. And just, yeah, it's a little bit difficult picking up down that end of the ground, but we'll adjust. And good luck to my niece who's umpiring in the goals down the far end there, Emma. So she had the game last week. She's got the game this week. So hopefully we see her umpiring in a grand final as well. Here's a chance for YCW on the right foot. The kick by Wallace it was towards the right forward pocket, and the ball goes out of play for a boundary throw-in. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. So YCW doing all the attacking in the first minute of this game. We're live here on Facebook and RPP FM Facebook page, through YouTube. You can watch this game. You can watch the game at Somerville. You have the choice today, listeners, what you want to listen to and what you want to watch. As the ball goes out of play for a boundary throw-in in front of Shane Tennant, who just gives his YCW opponent notice that he's there, Broads, and Shane Tennant, a very, very good player across half-back for Mount Eliza. He's a key this afternoon.
Yeah, had a lot of work to do last week as well. Doherty going down with injury early on. Doherty has made it into the team this week, though, so good news for Mount Eliza there.
So boundary umpire to throw the ball back into play, and it's on half 40 for YCW, a quick kick forward, and the ball goes out of play for a boundary throw-in. So we're yet to score both sides. Mount Eliza haven't had the ball past the centre of the ground at this stage. We've played 2 minutes in the opening quarter. We're live here on Facebook and YouTube this afternoon through the RPP Peninsula Facebook page. So ball to be thrown back into play. And it is Rain gets the ball down once again. And good tackle applied there for Mount Eliza, and the umpire says I'm going to ball it up. At half 40 for YCW. I think this is going to be the order of the day. I think it's going to be a highly contested game and a very low-scoring game, Broads.
Yeah, and that ruck contest between Macklin Rain and James Hammond's going to be an interesting one. Hammond was pretty much dominated last week by Pines, and Rain's one of the best ruckmen in the entire league, one of the better players in the entire league. So that could be where the game is won and lost, even at the start, that clearance out of the middle in the first 5 seconds. So big game for those two ruckmen today.
Boundary ball up take place inside the YCW attacking 50, and once again calling for a ball up.
The rain hasn't come down, but very congestion heavy to start off. Both these teams very competitive, we know, hard teams as well. So just a bit stop-start to start with.
Good tackle applied. Is that a free kick? No, says the umpire. Letting play go on. There's a quick kick at goal. It's off target, and it's through for a behind. So YCW have the first behind of the game. First score of the game. They're 1 behind, 1 point. Mount Eliza are yet to score. That's on the at the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter. The Rye Hotel scoreboard as the ball comes back into play, going down towards Tennant, but going up is Big Macklin Rain. He's dominated the first 3 minutes. This is ominous signs early, Broads.
Yeah, Macklin Rain, an excellent player, but not very mobile, so we'll have to get a move on. He kicks long inside the forward 50, the top of the goal square. Punch comes in by Mount Eliza towards the boundary, and we'll get a throw in about 20 metres out. Yeah, big start, as you mentioned, for Macklin Rain. They can't let him get on top early because he's such a dominant ruckman. He's a massive unit, and if he can start muscling around, he's going to cause a lot of damage. Not contesting this run contest, though. The ball comes into the middle. Frankston YCW win the tap down. Tackle applied by Mount Eliza. The ball comes out from the boundary, and it will not register for a score. It's out of bounds on the full. A free kick to Mount Eliza, and they can rebound now.
And they're, of course, playing for that magnificent six-pack of Mornington Peninsula Brewery Pale Ale this afternoon.
Tell you what, almost more motivation than a premiership. Absolutely beautiful drink, that one.
I tell you, the winner of the grand final, we might have to get the sponsor to maybe chuck in half a dozen into the premiership cup, maybe.
Ooh,
that'll go very quickly. Kick out towards half-back, mark taken. Now what Mount Eliza can go, that's a free kick for too high, and it's a free kick, and it's going to go there to Tom Small, who was good a couple of weeks ago against Edithvale Aspinall when we saw them. Now Mount Eliza can go forward inside attacking 50. They've got Moncrief at the back, but well done in front there by Cody Innes, who takes the mark. They welcome him back into the finals mix. Kick out towards half-back. The mark has been taken there by Matty LaFontaine, who plays on. He goes down the line. He's got a teammate there in Mazarek who can play on. He goes towards half forward, going up, not taking the mark, ball on the ground. A chance there for the Mount Eliza player there in Landry. Now quick kick towards Small, who's got it onto the scoreboard wing. He goes, he's looking to go towards the middle of the ground. He does. It's a dangerous kick, but it's effective. There was two YCW players hovering there, but he pierced the eye of the needle there, so he managed to get the ball into Mount Eliza's hands. Still a chance for them. They can go forward here through Gormley. Attacking 50, Dan Gormley. The James Manson sort of kick there. Oh, 2 hands for beginners there by Jimmy Freeman. The ball's in the pocket. YCW looking to clear. Hannes falls over his own feet. Moncrief a snap. Jordan Moncrief has missed.
Ness very busy in that defensive 50 there. The new man coming in obviously didn't play last week, but such a talented defender, and it does look like that he's got the job on Jordan Moncrief early. So huge matchup for the man coming back in. PJ Credlin looks like he's gone to Jimmy Freeman early. So
ball to come back into play. Mount Eliza 1 behind, YCW 1 behind. We're 6 minutes into the opening quarter. And we're live here on Facebook, the RPP Peninsula Facebook page, Voice of the Peninsula Facebook page, or through YouTube. And you can watch whatever you want to watch and listen to whatever you want to listen to this afternoon. It's your choice. Mount Eliza to build here from 50. They will go in short and looking for Moncrief, who goes up. 3 YCW defenders there on him. Where was the other two loose Mount Eliza players? It should have been men loose. A 1-on-3 is not the way to go. Good tackle applied there by Mazarek, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up, or is it a free kick? No, he's given a free kick, actually, to Jack Mazarek for holding the ball.
Not an awful lot of prior opportunity there, I would have thought, but certainly a good tackle. Did not get away the footy cleanly. The ball comes out now with a defensive 50. Mazarek passes short and finds a man. Still inside the forward 50. It's Lovett with the ball. He can look long forward with that scraping left foot kick out towards the wing. Man goes up over the top. Mount Eliza try and take the mark, and it falls down to a Mount Eliza player. Handball chain coming through now. A chance to go forward for the Redlegs. They look inside the inside 50. It's a Moncrief, possibly a push in the back, not given. It falls out to Hodson there in the back pocket, and he's tackled over the line for a throw-in. So, early momentum with YCW, but Mount Eliza fighting their way back into contention now. It's 1-1. Throw in over the head of both ruckmen. It comes out towards Landry. Tries to shrug the tackle and can't. A great tackle. And Frankston YCW will win the free kick there.
Did he actually try and shrug the tackle? I didn't think he had much of a chance to get rid of that, to be perfectly honest. I think the umpires have been red hot on that early. As long as they're consistent. Ongarello at full back has got it. So what can Onga do for YCW? He goes out towards his teammate there, and Cody Innes, who should go up and take an uncontested mark. That was poor by Innes. He'd beaten off his 2 Mount Eliza opponents there and walked into a mark and just took it so easy. The umpire says, I'm going to ball it up at attacking 50 here for Mount Eliza. 8 minutes gone in the opening quarter, 1 behind each of 2 on the Rye Hotel scoreboard.
Innes, having spent a bit of time out of the team, possibly a little bit rusty, really needed to take that mark, was too dangerous to drop.
So ball going to be balled up once again by the umpire, and we haven't moved too far, so goals are going to be very difficult. I think it might be just starting to spit out there at the moment.
The wind certainly started to pick up as well, so Mother Nature going to be playing a little bit of influence with this game. Ball comes out to Nelms. He looks for a man inside the forward 50. It's going to run over the boundary line, and that's the second time Frankston YCW has slipped over the boundary line now in this last couple of minutes, possibly just a little bit wet underfoot. The ground looks in pretty good nick, so I wouldn't have thought there'd be too much trouble there, but just a couple times they've gone head over heels. Ball thrown in. Macklin Rain and Hammond to do the contestant. Rain wins the tap well. Ongarello tries to get possession of the ball, knocks it on, and only to a Mount Eliza player. It goes towards the... and nearly went over the line, but Credlin just getting a touch in as the ball dribbled forward towards the goal mouth.
Thought Freeman was going to get that. He got in front of his opponent there, and should have been a goal for Mount Eliza.
Tell you what, it was very, very close as the kick-in comes in from Credlin. The rebound will come, though. It didn't find a Frankston YCW player, so Mount Eliza will rebound. The punch comes in and over the boundary line for another throw-in, where we can just have a chance to re-evaluate. That was a very close one, you're right, and I almost thought that Freeman did get a foot on it. It was certainly a line ball call.
9.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Live here at Chelsea this afternoon on YouTube and the RPP Voice of the Peninsula Facebook page. So ball to be thrown back into play. It's taken by McLeod. A quick kick by Scott McLeod out towards the centre wing, and the mark has been taken. He was behind in the contest, but the mark has been taken by Daniel Hughes, who plays on. In fact, he's going to get a 50-metre penalty. I'm not sure. Maybe.
No, I didn't see that.
Maybe just a little bit, maybe over the mark. maybe a back chat from the Mount Eliza player. Maybe thought he might have touched it. That might be the thing, because Hughes was at the back of that marking contest and he claimed the mark and the umpire gave it to him. So Daniel Hughes towards centre half forward. Mark has been taken though by Landry from Mount Eliza. They can play on. They bring the ball out the grandstand side. They've got a teammate out there, and they've got one there in the agency of Ed Tail, who plays on. He goes towards the centre of the ground. Mark has been taken there by Hammond. They can play on here, Mount Eliza. It's a poor kick though. That is an absolute shank. Hughes marked it. Hand pass back. Hodson's got it there for YCW. Kick out towards centre wing. Mark has been taken there on that occasion. It's been taken there by Raphael, who goes in short. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full, and that is a poor kick. So 10.5 minutes played in the opening quarter here in the first semi-final. And we should mention our great sponsors, the Telstra Stores, Mornington and Rosebud, Empire Fitness, Mornington Peninsula Brewery, Eliza Meats, X-Golf, Bendigo Bank. There's so many great sponsors of ours, and we thank every one of them for their support, but there's been no goals so far. 11 minutes in the opening quarter as the kick comes in towards full forward, but it's been marked, and it's been marked there by Hines.
Much better work from Hines to take the mark there over dropping the earlier one. He goes to LaFontaine now. They can rebound out of the defensive 50, looking up towards the wing. The contest comes in. It's Kapkin who applies the fist. Ball trickles out towards the boundary line, and we're going to get another throw in. Both teams really, really struggling to find that goal early on. We've now played 11 minutes without a major. We did say before the game that it's probably going to be a low-scoring affair. Both these sides finished at 50 apiece last time they played, so we could be in for another scrappy contest today. The throw-in comes in, the ball falls free, and it's Mount Eliza who win possession. They look centrally, it's DeWitt, who was very good last week, one of the few players who excelled for Mount Eliza. The handball comes in, and the kick comes into the forward 50 towards Moncrief and Hines. The ball doesn't quite find Moncrief. It looks out towards the boundary line. Moncrief wins possession and slips again. The third player to do that inside that forward 50 and over the boundary line again.
Both sides are really struggling to nail that final kick at this stage, as we've got both sides just really lacking that composure in terms of trying to get the kick inside the 50 to possibly nail them a goal. No set shots at this stage. No. Here's a chance from Mount Eliza, though, on the boundary. A kick at goal, it fades. It's Moncrief in the square. Can they get a rover to the ball? No. Ongarello, a hand pass. And YCW all the way through. LaFontaine, who was one of their best players last week as well. He goes out towards a running player on centre wing. And that running player on that occasion there was Lachlan Street, who played very well in the MPFL Interleague game back at the end of May. Free kick. And it's going to go to Mount Eliza. I'm not sure what that was for. It's taken here from Mount Eliza through the agency there. As Smalley's had a good start. Kick towards full forward or forward pocket. Mark taken by Ongarello. It's kick to kick at the moment as Ongarello goes out towards the back pocket, left back pocket. And the mark has been taken in that left back pocket, as I said. So 13 minutes in the opening quarter. We're live here at Chelsea. 2 behind Mount Eliza, 1 behind Frankston YCW as Mount Eliza look to build, and they build through Hammond. Goes towards the centre of the ground. The mark is not taken there on that occasion by Gormley. He trips over, or was he leg? No, said the umpire. Quick kick there for Frankston YCW has been marked on this occasion by Lockie Wallace, who plays on. He goes towards half forward. Ball knocked away, and in fact the umpire's given too high, and I'm not real sure about that, Broads.
No, and as you were saying earlier, just both sides are really struggling with that last kick inside 50, so Frankston YCW a chance to finally hit a target, but it's a turnover again. Mount Eliza especially quite surprising they struggle with that, because they've got some really good tools and they should be doing a lot better, but perhaps a little bit of finals nerves, it's do or die, and Frankston YCW, normally probably not used to this position, being in an elimination match so early. They can rebound though, and the kick comes along inside the Stonecats forward 50, and the mark has been taken. And finally, we're going to have a set shot. An excellent mark taken by the Frankston YCW player there in the forward pocket, just over on the far side of the ground. A little difficult to see who launched in over the top. Can you have a look at who that is for me, Bossy?
I will do that for you. I'm just trying to pick it up myself. It was a very good.
Josh Butland, I think it might be.
Very good contested mark it was. So this should be the first goal of the game.
He's kicked it 15 metres out on an angle, and that'll be the first major of the game. The Stonecats draw first blood, and they go to 1-1-7, plays Mount Eliza, no goals, 2 behinds.
Yeah, well, goals are going to be hard to score today, and Frankston YCW with the first one on the board, and it's a good start by them. They've held up very well in defence. Mind you, Mount Eliza have held up pretty well in defence also.
Yeah, both sides being really, really good in taking those intercept marks and rebounding. So, really important goal. And the clearance is going to come from Mount Eliza. It's Wallace who runs through the middle of the ground, looking towards the forward pocket. And the mark taken again by the Stone Cats. And they have a chance to score their second goal in about 30 seconds, which is huge given the way the game has been played so far. Excellent tap by Macklin Rain down to Wallace there.
And it looks like it's Kyle Hutchison with the ball down there. Looks like he's resting in the forward line at this stage.
Well, you may call it resting. Perhaps a tactical move by Wayne Cap to try and get some goals on the board. And that looks good over the head of your niece. And through for another goal. Frankston YCW 2-1-13 plays Mount Eliza 2 behinds.
That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, of course. And we're live here thanks to the RPP Voice of the Peninsula Facebook page. You can search through it. The link is through there. You can go through YouTube. You can watch this game. You can watch the game at Somerville. That game would have started. We'll try and keep you updated on what's happening there as well, as I'll probably keep a track on what's happening here. But the margin here is 11 points at this stage. YCW, a good start for the Stone Cats. The reigning premiers, they're hanging in this finals race. They showed tremendous courage, tremendous determination last week to get over the line after being basically 4 to 5 goals down early in the last quarter. Here's an opportunity for them once again. That's Chevrolet. A hand pass to Byron Barry. First opportunity we've seen Bizer with the ball this afternoon. A hand pass out towards Coughlin. Jai it is. The captain goes in towards the pocket. Almost a mark, or is it a mark? In fact, it has been paid a mark.
Tell you what, didn't hold on to it for very long, but umpire liked what he saw. And that might be Butland down there again who's taken another mark, actually.
It was just in that little awkward spot down there at this stage. It's just a little bit difficult to pick up. I think you could be right.
Does look like it is Butland again, and he's going to take a third set shot for Frankston YCW in a couple of minutes, completely against the run of play. It's some 40 metres out on the boundary to take a good kick, and it's just gone wide for a minus score for the Stone Cats, who go to 2-2-14, place Mount Eliza 2 behind, 16 and a half minutes played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. The kicking will come in from Mount Eliza now, who can rebound.
So, Mount Eliza looking to get a score on the board, get a goal on the board. They just need to get one that's just to settle their nerves at this stage. Their confidence took a little bit of a battering last week, and there's still a little bit of a hangover effect, if you like, as there's a free kick holding the ball, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty, I think it is, and Mount Eliza will have a shot at goal from about 35 metres out from goal, maybe 40 out.
Badly needed this one just to stem the flow. The Stone Cats have really gotten on top in this last couple
of
minutes.
That looks like it's Ed Tail with the ball too, so he will go back and have the opportunity at goal. He's not on the list, but yeah. So it looks like it's Ed Tail with the ball. He'll kick from he'll kick from 25. That's a good kick.
Beautiful.
And the Redlegs are on the board in the first semi-final. They are 1-2-8. Frankston YCW are 2-2-14, and we've played 18 minutes in the opening quarter live here at Chelsea this afternoon. Thanks to RPP, thanks to YouTube, thanks to our great techs, of which one we've got here, Steve Myers, doing a fantastic job. And the other boys here doing a great job at Somerville, I'm sure. But it's been a good start there. With Mount Eliza getting a goal on the board. It's a goal they needed desperately, Broads.
Yeah, game just starting to open up a little bit now. We didn't get any score in about the first 12, 13 minutes of the game, and now all of a sudden we've got 3 goals in quick succession. The ball thrown up. Macklin Rain wins the tap again. Been dominant so far in the ruck. Can't find a clean possession, and I think they're going to give a free kick for a sling tackle maybe. It's going to be DeWitt with the ball. He runs, tries to take on the man of the mark, looks towards the wing, but it's a Paul kick cut off by Butland, who's been in amongst it over the last few minutes. Really shouldn't have given that ball away, Mount Eliza. Butland looks long inside the forward 50. Big fist by Capkin over the top, spending a little bit of time in defence. Geordie Capkin did play there last week as well, so looks like he'll be sticking back there, and that was a very good punch over the top for a man who normally spends his time in and around the forward 50. That's very good work. So the ball is going to be thrown in.
Yeah, Mount YCW's half-forward line as the ball is thrown back into play. And pack of players they're trying to get the ball out. Now it finally does come out. I think that was Smalley, got the quick kick down towards his teammate. Now they can go forward. Freeman it is towards attacking 50. Had to look over his head to try and get the ball there. He's got the loose man there if he can get the ball over the Mount Eliza player. He couldn't on that occasion. It was taken by Byron Barry, the player in question who had the chance to maybe get the ball over, but just didn't bounce kindly, was playing Coates, and the ball is over the line, 45 metres out from the Mount Eliza goal. In fact, there's a free kick to Byron Barry, so he will play on. He goes towards the centre half back region. Mark taken by the man who loves the netball show more than anyone else in the competition. That's Kevin Lilac. He loves hanging around with the girls on the netball show. Does Kev? He loves having a chat.
Tell you what, he might love being around the netball show, but he doesn't like finding his teammates with a handball. Really poor effort there from him, and an unnecessary turnover again.
Probably thinks he's still a forward. Round one, he kicked a couple of goals against Sarone. Probably thinks he's a forward. He's been out for a while with injury, like a few of their bigger names. Kicked by Debenham down towards centre wing. YCW looking to go through Street, but it's picked up by Tapkin. Around the corner goes the kick. It's a good kick by Geordie Capkin. It's taken here by Small. He's had a very good start, Tom Small. Didn't know a lot about him a couple of weeks ago, but he's very, very good. In close, the kick down towards the centre wing. It's been marked. It's been kicked forward there for Frankston YCW by LaFontaine towards right half forward. It's taken there in a quick kick by Butland towards the forward pocket, heading out in the race of the ball there, and it's going to be locked up. I think the umpire, we're just at that furthest part of the point of the ground away, and the umpire says I'm going to ball it up. 2-2-14 YCW. Mount Eliza 1-2-8. 21 minutes played in the opening quarter. And that is on the Rye Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, Butland getting in amongst it over there at the kind of centre half forward line. He's sent them inside 50 a number of times now, and he's starting to look dangerous. So the ball is thrown up, the tackle is laid, and we're going to have another ball up. The stop-start continues in this game. And we're going to get another stoppage. Ball thrown up now. Kind of forward pocket area for Frankston YCW. Big ruck contest. Mitch McCarthy, I think it was, pushing his opponent out of it with his knee. Looked pretty rough. No free kick given, though. Just continuing to bobble around that pack of players, not really coming free. You need a midfield bull to get in there and grab a quick kick because we're not getting anywhere quickly. Ball going to be thrown up again. This time it'll be Macklin Rain who wins the tap. Can't find a player, though. It spills free. Again, bobbling around. Finally picked up by a Frankston YCW player. The tackle is laid. Was it high? I can't tell if the free kick's been given. I think we're just going to have another ball up. Did look a little bit high there. Possibly a little unlucky not to get the free kick to Stone Cats. But respect the umpire's decision. And the free kick has been given out of the ruck contest. Haven't jumped too high. Put a hand over the shoulder of Daniel Hughes, who was doing the contesting. And they're going to win the free kick. So Hughes looks like he's going to line up for a set shot. Probably about 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle. It won't be easy. He likes his chances, though. Hughes comes in. Little stutter step. Looks for the goal with his right foot. It's coming back. I tell you what, it doesn't look bad, but it's not going to make the distance. Punched over the line for a behind. Frankston YCW got a 2-3-15. Playing Mount Eliza 1-2-8. We've played 22.5 minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Probably still 3 or 4 left to play given the number of stoppages. Michael Voss.
Surely that would be the case. Broad's numbers starting to slowly build on the streaming. Of course, you can watch this game. You can watch the game at Somerville. You could be here at Chelsea, but watch the game at Somerville, or vice versa. So you have the choice this afternoon. It's YCW by 7 points in the first semi-final. Winner, of course, through to next week. Loser is out, and the winner plays the loser of tomorrow's game between Sarone and Pines. That's going to be a huge game tomorrow.
Absolutely massive.
That is going to be a huge, huge game. Kick for Mount Eliza down towards half forward. Here's an opportunity for them. A short pass is a poor kick. And Cody Innes has probably just about been the best player on the ground at this stage. He has been very good in defence at this stage. He kicks to Ongarello, who's also been pretty good. So what can Onga do on this occasion? He goes out towards half back. Ball gets handed off towards BJ Credlin, who gets the hand pass over, but it was a poor one. It enables Mount Eliza to get the ball back, and they will, through the agency there of, as Lockie calls him, Tuna Mornay. You like a bit of Tuna Mornay, do you, Broads?
It goes all right.
Yeah?
Not half bad.
Yeah,
certainly a decent player, I'll tell you what. Hang on, are we talking about the dish or the player?
Oh, well, we're talking about the dish, but the player's been playing all right. A couple of games I've seen him play this year, so there's the ball out towards the boundary line and goes over for a boundary throw-in. Yeah, numbers are starting to build on the streaming service. I'm sure our tech will keep us adrift of how that's happening this afternoon, but the margin here is 7 points in the first semi-final. It's YCW 15 to Mount Eliza 8. Can Mount Eliza sneak a goal before quarter time? A kick in short, that's a poor one, and the mark has been taken there by Scott McLeod. And their players, some of these players have come back into the side, like McLeod's only just come back, I think, last week. Or or might have come back this week, actually.
He wasn't playing last week.
Cody and Ness, who's missed a little bit. These players are just looking... They're the better players out there at the moment, and YCW are walking so much taller with these guys out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Cody Hines has taken probably 3 or 4 intercept marks already. Mount Eliza, they've been poor going forward, quite honestly. Every single time a YCW player's been there to cut it off. And they really need to be doing more to find those big targets inside forward 50. Freeman and Moncrief are 2 of the best forwards that this league has at the moment, and they're not getting anywhere near it.
No, it's that final kick. They're just they're either undercooking it or overcooking it as the ball is knocked down by Hughes. He went up way too early there a little bit, but the umpire said that was fine. Good tackle applied on centre wing. Now the ball falls free for YCW. A quick kick down towards the centre wing. It's picked up. There's a free kick, and the free kick is going to Frankston YCW, and they will play on. They switch towards the centre of the ground. Ball not marked. There's a hand pass over by the player in McGannon. It was now Mount Eliza go forward. Here's an opportunity for Moncrief. Now, Moncrief should have taken that mark. Instead, he tried to shepherd for his teammate there, and I think that might be Cale with the ball, or is it Hammond down there? It was. Let's put it this way. Moncrief should have taken that mark. He would have been 15 out having a late shot at goal. As it is, it's a 50-50 boundary throw in now.
Yeah, you're the tall forward. You have to, at the very least, contest and let those smaller players try and come across and crumb it. But as it stood, nobody even went for the ball. Just went over all of their heads and out for a boundary throw in.
So, ball thrown back into play. Coughlin gets a hand pass now, and Hutchison goes through the centre of the ground. He goes towards half-foot. It's a poor kick by the former league best and fairest. Now Mount Eliza can go through Captain. A kick out towards Tom Small. He's got LaFontaine as a speedster as well.
Beautiful tackle. Beautiful tackle.
That is the way to tackle. Tom Small, he's small by name and he's also small by nature, but that was a perfect tackle. He wrapped up LaFontaine and he chucked him to the ground.
Don't you love to see that? Absolutely perfect technique. LaFontaine certainly a bit bigger than Small, but certainly did not matter at all as the ball is thrown in from the boundary throw, and McIlrain doing the contesting again. Doesn't win the tap this time, quite surprisingly. Mount Eliza win it, and they look forward now, but only as far as the Frankston YCW player. Tackle late, and we're going to have another stoppage with the ball up. Geez, you love to see tackles like that as the quarter-time siren blows. And at quarter-time, the score will stand. Mount Eliza 1-2-8 plays Frankston YCW 2-3-15.
And we'll take a break, will we? We'll take a break. We'll go for a break here on we're live here through the RPP Facebook page and through YouTube. We're live at Chelsea. It's a 7-point margin at quarter time. YCW 2-3-15. Mount Eliza 1-2-8. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back here to Beardsworth Avenue in Chelsea for the continuation of this first semi-final between YCW and Mount Eliza. We're live on Facebook and YouTube this afternoon. Michael Voss here. And we've got boundary rider extraordinaire Broads beside us. And Broads' 7-point lead to YCW in that first quarter. They've been good for that, but Mount Eliza probably didn't do themselves many favours with the way they used the ball, especially in their forward line.
Yeah, they were poor going forward. There's no way to sugarcoat that. We would have expected a lot more from Mount Eliza, who are generally supposed to be a pretty good team by foot. But last week, that was where they fell apart as well. They were also poor going forward, and it is a shame to see that in that first quarter they hadn't learned their lessons. So we would expect a little more in this second term. Hopefully they've got a bit of a rev up at that first break, but Frankston YCW is certainly deserving leaders here at this first break.
And just running through those goal kickers in the first quarter, Putman kicked one, Hutchison kicked one, and for Mount Eliza, Ed Tail kicked their one goal in that first quarter. So 7-point margin. A few interested spectators are in. I know there's a few of the Sereno boys are here.
Yeah, President of Sereno's been around as well.
Mark Fitcher, the second's coach at Edithvale, they made the finals. He's here. I know Simon Goosey's here watching. There's a few.
Loose.
The Goose is here. And we're just about to start the second quarter here in the first semi-final. And in case you're wanting to know what's happening, you can switch over and watch it, but why would you do that when you can sit here and watch us? No, look, the score at Somerville is Tremana 3-2-20, Lang Warren yet to score, and that is, I think, late in the first quarter. I think we might be a couple of minutes earlier than what they are in their game, but nevertheless, second quarter is underway, and this is a big quarter in the context of the game, because if YCW can get the first maybe goal or two in this quarter, it might put a bit of pressure on Mount Eliza, and the other way around it works too. So quick kick by Street towards Debenham in the pocket. Michael Debenham, was he taken down? Yes, he was. Michael Debenham will take a free kick 20 metres out on about a 20-degree angle, and this should be the first goal of the second quarter. This will make the margin 13 points in favour of the Stone Cats if he's successful, and I've only played 30 seconds at this stage. What do you think make of that free kick?
I think the free kick was there, but, you know, just more noting how that play started. Macklin Rain took the ball straight out of the ruck. Hammond couldn't even provide a contest. So Rain really getting on top there, and probably just a cheeky hold there on Debenham as he lines up 15 metres out, only the slightest angle, should kick it and slots it straight through the guts. So that'll be a major for Frankston YCW. Debenham gets his name on the scoreboard. It will go to Mount Eliza 1-2-8, Frankston YCW 3-3-21 with 58 seconds played on the Rye Hotel's scoreboard. Excellent start to the quarter for the Stone Cats.
It was interesting, that one, because Debenham seemed to bring down his Mount Eliza opponent, then as he was going to ground, then Debenham came down, so I reckon they might have just sort of...
Bit of 50-50 about it, you reckon?
I reckon there probably was, but look, Debenham lucky to get the free kick there. It was on his side, and he managed to get the goal on the board, which is a good start for YCW. Don't think we'll have any umpires doing what the umpire did with Nick Kyrgios in his game at the US Open yesterday either.
Cheeky bit of advice, do you think?
I don't think he'll be sitting there going, look, you're going to get a red card. Come on, at least try. Come on, try. I don't think we'll be hearing that too much.
Excellent quality umpires here in the MPNFL. Certainly wouldn't be throwing the game into disrepute that way.
Yeah, so Brett Dunn is here, or or ex.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, he's an interested spectator here watching this afternoon. His Karingal side bowed out of the finals last week, but we're at 13 points as the margin here in the first semi-final as Macklin Rain gets a quick kick off the ground, but it's taken there from Mount Eliza. A quick kick towards half forward, leading out in the race to the ball, a hand pass over the top. And another one ends up with Byron Barrier, just chucks it on the boot. Goes for the kick down the line towards McLeod. They're starting to get their mojo here, YCW. This is looking ominous in the first couple of minutes. Went to play on slid. Did he go over the mark? Probably he did. 50 metres out from goal is the kick. Now, got to play on now. High kick. Can they take a mark there in the square? Not to be. McCarthy got the ball down there for Mount Eliza as the ball is going to be balled up once again. And that is directly in front of the YCW goal, who lead at the moment by 13 points in the first semi-final. Free kick, and it'll go to Mount Eliza, and they will clear Broads.
Yeah, Lewis Roberts just blocking his direct opponent out of the ruck contest there. Probably a fair call. So Mount Eliza looking out towards the pocket now. It's DeWitt who takes the mark. great last week. Also looking good this week as well. He looks for a short option. It's Tennant who takes the mark. The skipper looked good today as well. He goes into the middle. And now finally Mount Eliza can launch a little longer. It's out towards the wing. Coates finds Ben Laundry. He goes forward, out towards the half-forward flank. Mark taken by Tom Small, bit in amongst it, but that kick was poor. I think it might have actually gone out of bounds on the full. It was completely uncontested. No need to rush the kick, but he just threw it on the boot, and in the end has given away the free kick. So disappointing there from Tom Small, who's been pretty good so far. It'll be Coughlin, I think, out on that far side, over at half-back, to launch Frankston YCW's attack. His kick is poor. It's cut off by Daniel Gormley, who throws onto that left boot. Very interesting kicking action by Gormley, but he finds a player in Landry. The handball comes out. It's Kapkin. Handball back to Landry. They find a man. Bobs around a little bit, and it goes out towards Mitch McCarthy, who launches long into the centre of the ground. Macklin Rain there to contest the contest. Can't take the mark, but can lay the tackle as it comes to ground. And he'll get the chance to contest the ruck contest as the ball is called for a ball up. Kapkin bit in amongst it a little bit, playing out of defence for the most part. A little foreign ground for him, but he's certainly been impressive so far. So Hammond wins that ruck contest. Plays it forward. Can't find a man. It is a tackle laid, a pile of players. Can't see who's underneath. There's about 8 of them surrounding the footy as it's called for another ball up. Hard footy in there. The congestion is congested. Don't know exactly how to put that. So we're going to get another tackle and another ball up. And neither team really able to win the clearance. They've been struggling to clear their lines here in the last couple of minutes. So, tight start to this second term. Both sides coming out hard of the footy. Certainly got a bit of a rev up at that quarter time break you'd expect from Troy Shannon and Wayne Capp. Certainly passionate coaches with plenty to say. So, they both come out hard to beat the footy. The ball up again. It'll be Macklin Rain and Hammond to contest. Hammond comes in over the top. Doesn't have as much height as Macklin Rain, but he's got a better leap, and he wins that ruck contest. Comes forward for Mount Eliza. The sweeping handball now inside the forward 50, only as far as Byron Barry, who can rebound. He lays a handball. Good play by Frankston YCW to try and find a spare man, but the kick was poor, and it's going to be a turnover. The launch by Mount Eliza. It's a bullet pass inside the forward 50. It's low and hard, but it can't find a player. And YCW again with that rebound out of defence. They've been excellent at that all day. The clearing kick into the centre of the ground. Bounces over the head of Jack Mazurek. He was very unlucky. And now Mount Eliza can look forward. They win possession. And it's a good mark taken at centre half back by Frankston YCW. They've been excellent at that all day, Michael Voss.
I think that was Ongarello who got that one. They have been very good at that as the kick down the line. Mark taken by Jake Lovett. Haven't seen much of Jake Lovett so far. They do charge on this occasion, though. YCW a kick towards centre half forward. The only hope for them is Debenham, who had to apply pressure. He did apply pressure. He did it very well, in fact, to enable his teammates a possible chance. Debenham, a hand pass on the right foot. Snap at goal is missed. And in fact, it's out of bounds on the full. So the margin is 13 points. We're 6.5 minutes into the second quarter, live here at Beardsworth Avenue on RPP Facebook page and also YouTube. And how are the numbers looking, Steve? Are we getting a few starting to watch? That's very good.
Hopefully they didn't hear me say the congestion is congested.
that'll go into the highlight reel for the year, at the end of the year. Don't worry about that. So YCW just trying to build something here, but Mount Eliza's defence holds up well on this occasion through the agency there of Bailey Breen. It was who got the ball forward. Now the crowd wanted holding the ball. The umpire said no. YCW looking to go down the line. The ball is over the line, and in fact it's out of bounds on the full. And the resulting free kick here will go right below the Rye Hotel scoreboard, which reads YCW leading by 13 points in the first semi-final. And Mount Eliza only the 1 goal scored. They scored 3 in the opening half last week, and they're worse off at this stage. Still 20 minutes or so to go in this first half, but they need to hit the scoreboard. The free kick for Mount Eliza. It's going to Brenton Lambert, who's got it at left half back. He goes in short. Looking there for a teammate, but it was knocked away, and the ball goes out of play for a boundary throw-in. Just the attacking side of centre wing there for Mount Eliza, who trail at this stage by 13 points. 3-3-21 YCW. Mount Eliza 1-2-8. Live here at Beardsworth Avenue this afternoon. You can watch the game at Somerville, or if you're home, you can watch either the game at Somerville or the game here. It's your choice. It's alive. It's a historic day for RPP Peninsula football this afternoon as captain goes with a kick down towards centre wing. And the mark has been taken there by Mount Eliza and they can play on. Got to take a few risks. That was Blaine Coates who goes towards the left forward pocket, or left half forward in fact. The ball is picked up and a quick kick towards full forward going back Ongarello. He went back where Angels feared to tread there, Onga. He got the ball out towards a teammate there and Jai Coughlin who's got 20 metres if he can pick the ball up. He can't pick the now, he's in trouble, Jai Coughlin. He's got to retreat and that should be holding the ball. That is throwing the ball, in fact. Jai Coughlin couldn't pick the ball up there, Broads, and he had an absolute eternity to pick it up, and then he couldn't pick it up, then he was in trouble.
Yeah, bizarre. Experienced campaigner, played a lot of games, played a lot of finals. Shouldn't be expecting nerves from a player of the calibre of Jai Coughlin in this sort of matchup, but just couldn't get his hands on the footy and kicked it out, and in the end gave away a free kick so Mount Eliza can launch it forward. They can't find a player again. It comes off hands, and the umpire spotted a free kick for a high tackle. And it is going to go Mount Eliza's way. No, he's pointed in the wrong direction. It's going to go Frankston YCW's way.
Dramana 4-3-27, Lang Warren yet to score in the game at Somerville.
Tough start for the Kangaroos there. Dramana obviously the favourites, but a little more expected from the Kangaroos as Frankston YCW look forward. It's Butland. He can't get the footy. It's taken by Nelms who tries to win it. Can't get a clean run of it, but it does fall out towards Mount Eliza in the end. It's Leonard who gets his handball off to Blaine Coates. Excellent last week, Blaine Coates among Mount Eliza's best, but his kick certainly was not. He looks forward, the Frankston YCW player who won it, and he finds a mark through Mazarek. He's been in amongst it early. Mazarek. It's a big leap from the back over the top of Lachlan Street, but the mark isn't taken, so Street's going to win a free kick.
No, they're going back. Aren't they going back to where the ball came from, I think? Or are they paying downfield? No, they're saying... One umpire saying the ball's taken here, the other umpire saying where the kick came from in the first place by Mazarek. In the end, it's going to Lockie Street. He'll have a shot from 55, and not sure whether he's got the distance in him. That breeze is just starting to pick up a little bit, but I guess we'll see how strong this breeze is and which way it's going. It seems to be going more across the ground at this stage, but Lockie Street with the ball. We're 11 minutes into the second quarter. The first semi-final knockout finals football on RPP. He goes towards the pocket and that is knocked away by McCarthy over the line for a boundary throw-in. So right next to the YCW goal, who are going to the Melbourne end of the ground, and Mount Eliza going down to the Frankston end of the ground in the second quarter. The margin is 13 points. A goal here would just really break the game open in the early stages. We've still got a half of football to go, but this would really give YCW some great confidence going forward. This is a similar sort of scoreline, I reckon, to what we had in the round 18 game between these two sides, and Mount Eliza wore them down in the second half and got in front, and then YCW managed to kick a couple of late scores to get a draw. So not discounting Mount Eliza at all in this game, but the Stone Cats looking the better of the two sides as the ball is picked up by Mazarek. A snap at Dole by Jack Mazarek is across the face of Dole and through from behind. 3-4-22 YCW. Mount Eliza 1-2-8. We've played 11.5 minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely we have, and it's going to be Mount Eliza's kick in. It's going to come through Brandon Nelms. He looks long with the left foot, goes directly down the guts. None of this to the wing business. He's going to look for a man in the centre. He does find a man. It's Brenton Lambert who looks forward, but his kick is intercepted. A good mark taken by Jacob Cheverly. He's now assessing his options in the centre of the ground, pretty much in the centre circle. He looks wide to find Kyle Hutchinson, but it's a poor kick, and it's cut off again. It's a good mark taken by Tom Small. Been good today. He looks for a short option and finds it in Ben Landry. One of their better players, Mount Eliza. The short hand pass to Tennant, back to Landry. Throws the ball onto the left foot towards the wing. It's a contest. Not won by Mount Eliza. Bullish work by Frankston YCW to regain possession. And excellent stuff there, because really, Mount Eliza should have been on there and clean through it on goal. But great work by the Stone Cats to force the ball up and get the game back to a stoppage. So Hammond wins the tap over the top. Just getting his feet now, Hammond, finally finding his way into the game after a rough start. He's won the last few contests and looked good, but from the best that I can tell, Macklin Rain not on the field at the moment. So Hammond just taking this opportunity to work his way into the match. Nobody wins that rock contest though. Ball comes to ground. It's taken now by DeWitt. He looks forward. Can't find a player. It's gone to ground. Moncrief appealing for holding the man. Is he going to get it? He is. The umpire's given him the free kick. And Jordan Moncrief, a beautiful kick for goal, about 50 metres out. Would you say this is in range, Michael Voss?
Yeah, look, 50 metres not out of the realms of possibility, but...
tucked up against the boundary there.
Yeah, look, they need a goal. They just need something to happen, Mount Eliza. They're playing short of confidence at this stage, and YCW, it's on their terms at this stage. It's in close, and YCW bigger bodies are liking this at this stage.
Jordan Moncrief, one of Mount Eliza's better players, has had an excellent year at the top of the goal-kicking leaderboard. And now he looks good off the right boot from 50 out on the boundary. Moncrief with an excellent shot at goal. It flies over the goal umpire's head, and Mount Eliza get a badly needed goal. It's 2-2-14. Mount Eliza plays 3-4 Frankston YCW. We've played 14 minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard here at Chelsea Reserve.
We have indeed, and it's an 8-point margin in favour of Frankston YCW. And they... looking at the goods here, and that goal just from Mount Eliza just might give them that impetus to get themselves back into this game, because this is finals football. It is cutthroat. For one of these two sides, it's the end of their season today. For YCW, it's a chance for the dream to live on. And the dream to live on, and I'm talking about possibly, I think they've won 4 in a row. They're going for, it would be 5 in a row if they win.
I think Frankston YCW winning the premiership is your dream.
No, it's their dream. It's like Winks. You don't see a football team like this. Like they are just a powerful, powerful team. Another reason why we'd like to see Cranbourne in the first division.
Well, that's a contentious issue. Maybe we'll talk about that in greater depth later. As the ball comes out towards Jai Coughlin at the half-back flank. His kick smothered. Mount Eliza do well to win possession back. They can't get it cleanly though. It's a 3-on-1 tackle. Luca Gooden driven into the ground, and the umpire says...
It's my ball.
Free kick.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about that at half-time, Broads.
Absolutely. Definitely plenty to talk about with the whole Cranbourne issue at the moment. Plenty to dive into, but we'll focus on the game ahead of us until half-time. Mount Eliza and Frankston YCW playing in an awfully competitive matchup. It's Hammond and Hughes to do the ruck work. The tackle laid there. The crowd want a free kick, but they're not going to get it. Moncrief can't win possession. The ball knocked out of his hand by Riley Hodgson and out for another throw-in. That could end up being a pretty good big goal for Jordan Moncrief, because he's a big-name player, and if he gets his confidence up and can get a few goals on the scoreboard, it's going to lift the whole Mount Eliza team to know that their star talisman up in the forward 50 is up and about. So we'll see if that has any impact on them. The handball comes out for Frankston YCW. Jai Coughlin looks short and finds a mark in Lewis Roberts. That was good work. He can launch along inside the forward 50, looking to the top of the goal square. The contest. It's a great mark taken, and it's Butland who got hands on the footy at the front of the pack. He's been in and amongst it early, Josh Butland. He's been fantastic, and that was a great mark.
That was a great mark, and Blaine Tates from behind there. I don't know what Blaine Tates was doing. He was trying to outmark him, and like the number one rule, especially 30 out from goal. Bang, knocked the ball away, and he didn't do it. That was good strength by Butland, and this should be a goal for YCW. He has the shot. It wasn't the most convincing of kicks, and actually to the stage where a couple of players running towards the goal line in the hope that maybe it wasn't going to reach the distance. But as it is, it's a goal. Butland has his second, and that is a 14-point lead in favour of YCW at the 17-minute mark. 4-4-28. Mount Eliza 2 goals to 14. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, not the most convincing of kicks by Josh Butland, but hey, if it looks stupid but it works, it isn't stupid, just flying. Just grazing the goal umpire's hat as it flew in for a major. 6 important points for the Frankston YCW Stonecats. Daniel Hughes contesting the ruck, jumped early and couldn't win it. Jumped very early, probably should have given away the free kick, but it's not given. The ball bouncing around now. Hutchinson trying to get hands on the footy as the tackle is laid. And we're going to get a free kick for a high tackle. And it's going to go the way of Mount Eliza. So they get a chance to look inside the forward 50. It's Bailey Breen. Laid an excellent tackle early. But maybe he's tackling a little better than he's kicking, because he's given the ball straight away to Frankston YCW again, who can settle the game down now. They've got possession at the tip of the defensive 50 over at the boundary line. They come into the centre now, and they look long towards the wing. It's Lewis Roberts trying to run on the end of it. He's got Tennant there to apply the pressure, but he's a long way away. So he gets a free kick forward. He looks to find Wallace, can't find him, runs over the boundary line, and will get a throw in. It's about 10 metres out from the Frankston YCW goal, and this is dangerous, dangerous territory for the Redlegs.
It is indeed, and you get the feeling that YCW are really going to press here for these next few minutes to try, and even up towards half-time, they're going to try and maybe break Mount Eliza's spirit, if you like it, by half-time. It's 14 points at the moment. Another couple of goals before half-time without reply, and this could get into dangerous territories if you're a red leg supporter. Kick towards full forward. No mark taken. Ball on the ground. It's taken there by Nelms. A hand pass, and it's actually holding the ball.
Beautiful tackle.
It's holding the ball, and it's a free kick, and it's going to go to Lockie Wallace, who's building his way into this game. Is Lockie Wallace. He's a star of the competition, but of course played VFL football at Collingwood. He is a very, very capable player, and he's more than capable of kicking this goal. He'll kick from 40. The crowd are just giving him a bit of a razz. He has the shot, and he has missed. He's more than capable, but not on that occasion. The ball is out of bounds on the full, and Sam Gill just sort of just telling him, well, that was a pretty poor kick, and Lockie, to his credit, is not really responding to it. The margin is 14 points here in the first semi-final. The mark is with McGannon. McGannon has got it at right full back. He goes in short. Good cut up there by Lockie Wallace. He gets the ball down. It's picked up by McLeod. Scott McLeod on the run can go long. He goes towards full forward. Captain went up for the mark. The ball on the ground. It's taken by McGannon. A hand pass to Nelms to Harper Leonard. They're under the pump here, Mount Eliza. They've just got to try and get free. And they do. Bailey Breen, a hand pass to Leonard. A kick down towards the Rye Hotel scoreboard, and the umpire says that is out of bounds on the full. And YCW will load up once again. We're just about to hit time on in the second quarter of this first semi-final. It is 4-4-28, plays 2-2-14 as YCW press forward once again.
Yeah, Daniel Hughes looks to start the forward in the mark. He can break miles anyway, as one major already, and he can line up a goal, 45 metres out on the boundary, just touching on earlier, that all started, and the ball was turned over, he shot on goal badly and was stuck into by the crowd, didn't put his head down, chased the ball, he won possession, and he ended up forcing a turnover, breaks now, about 20 later, goal started with him, and it's great to see he didn't put his head down. So we're going to have Kyle coming in to take a goal. It looks bad off the boundary to take a pretty good kick, but it's just wide for a minor score.
That looked really good off the boot.
Just faded. It doesn't look like throwing too much of a wind out there. But just faded away. Pretty unlucky. Cole Hudson said it was a pretty good effort nonetheless. So Mount Eliza with possession of the footy now. They've got the ball at centre-half back and can assess their options. It's McGannon who's telling his players to get forward. He wants to find someone long, but he's going to be forced to play it short to Daniel Gormley. You can tell that wasn't the option that he wanted, but Mount Eliza are really struggling. They can't seem to find anyone that they like up forward. And they're just going to have to chip it down. Gormley with the ugliest kicking action in the entire league. Looks forward to a contest. He can't find a man. It comes to ground, but the free kick is going to go to Mount Eliza, so they get another chance. It's McGannon. Had possession of the ball earlier. Again, signalling his frustration to his players that none of them are pushing forward. He goes to the right foot, out towards the half-forward flank. Mark not taken, but it is won. The possession, Mount Eliza that is. The ball forward by Tuna Mornay, into the forward 50. The mark not taken by any player. It comes to ground. Pack of players swarm the footy. It'll be another ball up. So Mount Eliza, you can tell they really want to press forward and look for that long option, but nobody leading and the movement just isn't there. And for a forward line, the capability of Mount Eliza's, you'd be expecting a lot better. So the ball thrown up, comes to grounds. Nobody winning clean possession of the footy yet. It's bobbling around. Excellent tackle laid by McLaren, it looked like there. That's not the man that you want to be tackled by, the big boy ruckman. The ball is held in, and the umpire says he'll just throw it up. So
it's 22 minutes into the second quarter. We're live here at Chelsea, Beardsworth Avenue, first semi-final action on Facebook and YouTube. And you'll be able to get us through that.
Interesting to see that McLaren spent about 15 minutes off the field before coming back on. They had Daniel Hughes contesting the ruck and doing a decent job, but he's such an important player to them, and it's good to see that he's not injured because that would be a huge dent to their hopes as the ball comes out to the half-back flank for Frankston YCW. A good mark taken by Debenham, who just got a cheeky little shot in, there from Ed Cale before taking the mark down, but not too worried about it, Debenham. He looks long out down the line. Tennant
Looks to take the mark from Mount Eliza so he can rebound. It comes free. Macklin Rain now looking for the footy as Frankston YCW win it. They can look forward now through Cheverly. He looks forward for the kick. He looks to find Lockie Wallace. They've got Harper Leonard in pursuit. Wallace stops, starts, looks into the middle with an excellent kick and finds Lewis Roberts. That was excellent discipline there to settle down, not panic, not try and take a snap for the goal, just calm down and look for the safe option in the middle. And now they've got a set shot from 40 out on a slight angle.
Harper Leonard had Lockie Wallace sort of tied up there. It didn't matter which way he went, right, left, right, and went back on the left and just found Lewis Roberts, who is a long kick of the ball. So this is a huge kick heading up towards half-time. 40 metres out, Lewis Roberts. He has the shot, and he kicks the goal. And YCW are out by 21 points in the first semi-final here at Chelsea. 5-5-35, Mount Eliza 2 goals, 2-14, and that is on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. A huge goal heading up towards half-time, Braids.
Yeah, Mount Eliza are really struggling here. Frankston YCW is starting to put their foot on the pedal, and something needs to be done to stop it, because we know that these Stone Cats are an excellent team and they have been for a long time, and once they get going they are very, very, very hard to stop. So Redlegs need to show a little something more, otherwise this will get out of control pretty quickly. As the ball thrown up, Rain and Hammond contesting the ruck contest. It's Rain who wins the tap, and Frankston YCW who win the clearance with a long handball forward. It's gone all the way into the forward 50. It's LaFontaine who wins it. He's tackled. Free kick not given. It comes free. Bobbling around now. Hard footy, hot footy to win possession of. There's about 6 players in a pack, all tackling the one player at once, and the umpire says, settle down, fellas. I'll take it from here. It'll be a ball up on the just the edge of the forward 50 for Frankston YCW, tucked up right there on the boundary. So McElwain wins that tap down to a Frankston YCW player who throws it on the boot towards Butland. He can't win a clean possession. Mount Eliza now. They do win it. The ball comes out towards DeWitt, who throws it onto the left foot. That was Nelm, sorry. He looked to find a player in Ben Landry. He looks forward now. It's a poor kick to a contest. Small, the smallest player on the field can't jump up to take the mark. It comes forward for Frankston YCW. Cheverly tries to win possession. The handball comes out from Hutchinson now. Tucked in on the boundary, the kick, and it's a mark taken on the goal line for Daniel Hughes, and Frankston YCW are going to boot their 6th goal of the game. Mount Eliza have their backs against the wall as Daniel Hughes says thank you very much and puts the Stone Cats out to a big, big lead.
Jordan tapped and overcompensated. That was a snap. It was to the centre of the goal face, and that was fine. It was a good kick to put the pressure on. Hughes, all he had to do was mark the ball, and Captain just ran straight past it. And he tried to, but he realised he was about half a second too quick for the ball then, and he realised he'd passed the ball, and easy mark to Hughes, goal to YCW. Margin is 27 points, and the Stone Cats are looking very, very good at this stage, but there's still a half of football to go.
That's what can happen, Vossi, when you've got a player who spends most of his time in the forward line playing as a loose defender. He's not been bad, but there's just going to be certain times where he's going to be a little bit on over his head, and that was certainly one of them. An easy goal there for Frankston YCW as the ball is balled back up and now in the middle. Hutchinson looks to bring the ball forward, but only gets as far as Nelms, who's tackled well by Mazurek, and the umpire says he's tackled well enough to win a free kick for holding the footy. Mazurek on the left foot. It's a bit of a shank off the side of the boot. DeWitt and Coughlin can contest as the half-time siren blows with 26 minutes played. We finish here at the main break. Mount Eliza 2-2-14 plays Frankston YCW 6-5-41. It's a big lead for the Stone Cats going into half-time, and the Redlegs are going to have some serious questions to answer at this main break, and Troy Shannon's going to have some not-so-nice things to say to his players, you'd imagine.
I would imagine that he'll be well and surely hot under the collar at this stage. I think it's probably a fair description of what Troy will be thinking. We'll take a break here on Facebook and also YouTube at Chelsea this afternoon at Beardsworth Avenue. It's a 27-point lead at half-time to YCW. We'll be back in a few moments' time to tell you all about it. You're listening and watching RPP, the voice of Peninsula Football. game as well at Somerville's a little bit behind ours. We're about 2 minutes off starting the third quarter, so I'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll catch you tomorrow, boys.
Thank you very much, Michael Voss. Some brilliant news, mate. We'll probably cross to you at the end of the game just to see what the final result was there, and you can give us a full sight on what happened there. But
no problem at all.
today, obviously, give you the half-time wrap. Score at half-time was Jumana 10-6-6.
All right, microphone's back on. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back here to Beardsworth Avenue, and we're just about to start the third quarter. We've just done the live cross out to Somerville and finding out what was happening out there, and Dramana are 10 goals in front at half-time in that game, and they are going to advance to the grand final next week to have a rematch against Red Hill, who have beaten them 2 out of 3 times this year. Michael Voss is here. I've got Brody beside me, and Brody, this is a very important quarter for Mount Eliza. If they don't do something in this first 10 or 12 minutes of this quarter, then you think this game could just about be out of their reach.
Well, it's called the Premiership Quarter for a reason, and it's their season on the line, and the fact of the matter is if they don't show a little something, then they're going to be out, and it's going to be a whole year's worth of work gone to waste for a team that was in a pretty good position coming into the finals. I mean, they really should be doing a lot better than they are. You'd expecting them to be at least competitive, but really it's been completely, you touched on it earlier when you were talking to the boys over there at Somerville, saying it's getting towards it, but I'll go ahead and say that it has been a one-sided contest so far, and although the scoreboard has Mount Eliza 30-odd points behind, they probably could be behind by even more at this stage. So they'll need to show something more.
So the Stone Cats looking good to advance to a preliminary final, but we still have a half of football to go, and Mount Eliza all of a sudden they're tight in there. Shane Tennant's got them in there and just sort of saying, come on boys, we have to make our move right now. If we don't, we're in big trouble. And the sun's come out. So the sun has come out here at Beardsworth Avenue, and the margin is 27 points at half-time, and we're live here on the Facebook page, RPP Peninsula Footy Facebook page. We're also live here. And yeah, so we're live and clear. How we going with the views there? We're getting a few views.
125.
Okay, so that's all right. So we're building up on the hits. So people are sort of picking up on the fact that we are doing both games this afternoon, and our numbers are probably picked up due to the fact that their game has gone to half time. But nevertheless, we are ready, or just about ready to start the second half. Tail done. Also Small and Tuna Mornay on the bench, for aka Sam, just in case his parents are listening, or his family. Better get the name right. There for Mount Eliza. Can't quite pick up the YCW bench, although Daniel Hughes looks like one of the ones going to the bench. I think Jacob Chevley might be one. That looks like Mackenzie. Sorry, not Mackenzie, McKenna Hura, and it might be Raphael was the last one there. So 27 points is the margin as we start the second half. We are live here at Chelsea. You can watch us through Facebook and on YouTube. So while it's half time there, just flick over here for 10 minutes and maybe see Mount Eliza try and make a bit of a run here at the Stone Cats, because at the moment it's all the Stone Cats. They lead by 27 points. Here's a chance. First 20 seconds of the quarter. A shot does hit the post. Oh, they had the opportunity. It was the first about 11 seconds, I reckon. Mount Eliza had the chance to have the shot, and it hit the post.
That would have been a huge moment, Vossi. To score a goal in the first 15 seconds off that quick clearance would have been massive.
2-3-15 to 6-5-41. The margin is 26 points. Now, the YCW defence is under a little bit of pressure there. Was that a free kick against Lilac? Not to be, says the umpire. Mount Eliza crowd trying to get involved. Moncrief gets the ball out. Quick kick. It's a goal! 44 seconds into the quarter, Mount Eliza have kicked a goal and a point. And the margin is back to 20 points, and that goal was kicked.
McGannon.
It was kicked by... Was it McGannon, was it?
Looked like McGannon to me.
Okay, it's a goal nevertheless, and that is a great start. In fact, it was... I can tell you who it was.
Oh.
I can tell you who it was, and I reckon it was...
Might have been Luca Goonan. There's a couple of players around there.
Yeah, it was a... I actually thought it might have been. I actually thought it might have been Freeman. Actually, it was looking right at it too, and then I looked straight away. So, nevertheless, the ball's back to the middle. Great start from Mount Eliza in the quarter. I think it might be Freeman, but we'll actually get that confirmed.
Tell you what a ripping start. The 7-point play to begin with from Mount Eliza. They just come running out of the blocks, and I don't know where this side was in the first half, but this is a completely different team. They look transformed, and they're going to look now for a second goal. They lay a tackle. They're going to look to pull the ball forward, but the umpire's found a free kick towards the Stone Cats, so that attack's going to be stifled. Ball comes forward by Scott McLeod, looking for a man inside the forward 50, but it's well taken by the experienced head of Tennant, and a very shiny head it is. Mount Eliza with the ball now, looking towards the half-back flank. Excellent marks taken by Bailey Breen over there on the half-back flank. He's laid a couple of hard tackles, and that was a super hard mark. He's been impressive today, Breen. He now assessing his options. Doesn't like really anything he sees, so he just chips the ball with a little sideways dinky kick to a teammate. And still not an awful lot of options forward for Mount Eliza. That manic start, that first minute, just slowing down a touch now. The movement's slowing a little bit. The ball comes forward. BJ Quedlin at the back of the pack. Looks to take the mark. Has his head taken clean off by a flying Blaine Coates. And he gets the free kick. Handball goes off. It's Lockie Wallace. Looks forward inside the 50. No mark taken. Ball comes to ground now. Big pack of players surrounding it. It's bobbling around and no one can get clean possession of the football. Handball over the top. Or was it a throw? The umpire says it was a throw. And Mount Eliza are going to win that free kick and look to rebound out of defence. Excellent defensive work by the Redlegs.
Mount Eliza just all of a sudden they've just hit the go button in this third quarter, and they are up and about, and they are asking a few questions to the Stone Cats at this stage. Defensive hand pass by
excellent work.
The player in Hammond there, and they can play on here and they go forward. Moncrief's going to mark it at the top of the goal square. 3.5 minutes into the third quarter, they're going to kick their second goal of the quarter. Surely Jordan Moncrief will not miss this. He is about 12 metres out from goal. He is on the barest of angles. He has got plenty of open goal face, and he's got my niece standing there in the goal square saying, well, I'm ready to go, don't shank it, because otherwise I could be in a bit of trouble. But it should go straight over her head, and this will be the second goal of the quarter for Mount Eliza if Jordan Moncrief is successful. He goes back. The crowd will tell the story. He has the shot.
Beautiful.
He puts it through for a goal, and the margin is back to 14 points in the first semi-final. 4-3-27 Mount Eliza. Frankston YCW 6541 on the Rye Hotel scoreboard.
Signs of life, aren't they, Vossi? Mount Eliza have come sprinting out of the gates at full pelts and look very dangerous so far. You're right, that was Freeman who kicked the first goal with the tattoos. Moncrief now, they're two big forwards fit and firing, and that's going to be what it takes for the Redlegs to get back into this contest. They're within 3 goals now, and they're looking dangerous. They've got the run of momentum, and the Stone Cats looking a little shocked to start this second half. Ball thrown up at Hammond and Macklin Rain to do the contesting once again. It's Rain who wins that ruck contest, but he can't put it down the throat of one of his midfielders. The ball goes to ground, it's tucked in, and we'll get another ball up. Just a red-hot start from the Redlegs, hasn't it been? It's just been excellent to watch. As the ball is thrown up now, Macklin Wayne gets the front of the contest and wins the tap, but only as far as the Mount Eliza player. Punch comes in from Christian Ongarello, who's been good today. Bullish, trying to win the footy and wins the free kick, puts his head over it and is rewarded for the high tackle. It's Jimmy Freeman who gave that away. So, it's Ongarello now, looking with the left foot to find an option. He kicks to a contest, and it was a poor kick in the end because it's been cut off by Sam Gillett who took the mark. He goes long down the wing. Byron Barry's there. Looks like he took the mark. Umpire didn't like it. It's play on. Ball comes out now to LaFontaine. He's tackled to ground with excellent force, and Mount Eliza will win the free kick.
Where was this intensity in the first half? If you're a Red League supporter, you'd have to ask that. Troy Shannon must have given them an absolute awful baking in those rooms here at Chelsea. They've kicked 2 goals, 1 in 5.5 minutes in this quarter. Kick to half forward. Mark has been taken 50 metres out from goal, and it's been taken there by Luke Goonan. He will go back, and boy, oh boy, if he can kick the goal, he's the crowd favourite.
Yeah, they went with the Goonan Chan as he took the mark.
Was it Luke or was it Goon? Either way, he's a cold hero. They love him here at Mount Eliza. A kick by Goonan. A shot at goal by Goonan. He has put it through for a goal. The margin margin is back to 8 points here at the first semi-final, and YCW have not been able to get their hands on the football in this third quarter much at all. In 6.5 minutes, the Red Leagues have kicked 3 goals. They've gone bang, bang, bang. We've got a ball game, Broads.
I have absolutely no idea where this is coming from. Mount Eliza looked just out on their feet in the first half. The run wasn't there, the intensity wasn't there, they weren't tackling as hard, and they weren't finding their targets. All of a sudden, we've had about 3 marks inside their forward 50 inside the first 7 minutes of this first term. They look completely transformed. The ball's come back in the middle now. Hammond wins the tap. He can only get it as far as Jacob Cheverly, though. He runs through the middle with an excellent clearance, looking to get a goal against the run of play, but Tennant, the experienced man in defence, picks up the ball. Handball comes out to Nelms it was. He can't get clean run of the footy, but the handball goes out again. It's Capkin now, the loose man in defence, puts it on the left. It's a bit of a grub of a kick, but it's going to find its target in Brenton Lambert. He looks out towards the wing. Mount Eliza with a bit of space here. They are out again, you're right. The mark taken by Jimmy Freeman. He's come alive in this second half. The ball long, Moncrief at the back of the pack. And the mark... Man in front has to be paid the mark there, and he is. Right in front of us, man in front. Moncrief had to sit, but Cody Hanness did well, hold his ground, held the body position. He took the mark, and all of a sudden the crowd, it just takes the crowd out of it. He's calling for leads. All of a sudden YCW just sort of getting a little bit more intense in the way they're approaching this. They had it seemingly on their own terms in that first half, and now all of a sudden they're just sort of forcing the issue. Great tackle!
Well done there by McGannon. It was a great tackle. It's holding the ball there on Lockie Wallace, and McGannon will take the free kick, and he will go long. Right in front of where the Mount Eliza crowd is hanging out here in front of the grandstand. A kick towards half-forward that's going to be out in the full. That lets it down every single time. That is a shocking kick. Could see what he was trying to do, kick to the space, but it just too much pepper on it. Short pass by BJ Credlin, mark taken by Cheverly. He plays on. They're under pressure here, Stone Tats. They've got to answer the call. They've answered the call for the last 4 years when they've been winning grand finals. Can they answer a call in a knockout final? Kick towards Moncrief at centre half forward. Off the ground goes the kick. It just didn't sit nicely. Had it been sat on the ground, it would have been a case of go bang, but the ball was heading up when the kick came in there by Nathan Ryan off the ground. It's over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right next to where we're broadcasting, right next to the goal, the scoreboard into the ground, or the Melbourne into the ground here at Chelsea. Byron Barry, a hand pass to Innes. Cody Innes goes out towards half back. Mark's been taken by Goonan, and Luca Goonan, he goes long! He goes straight! I don't believe this. I really cannot believe this. Where in the hell has this come from? 9.5 minutes in the third quarter, and Mount Eliza have kicked 4 goals, 1-0. The margin is 2 points. We have well and truly got the close one. Don't worry about what's happening at Somerville. Just tune into what's happening here. This is where it's all at Chelsea this afternoon, Broads.
Oh, wasn't that beautiful to watch by Luca Goonan? Took the mark, didn't take the time with a set shot. Who needs any of that? Don't take your time. Don't think about it. Straight off and kicked it right through the big sticks. It was beautiful work, and he's come alive in this second half. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Hammond wins the tap again, but Macklin Rain gets the second effort. He's tackled, and the umpire says that's holding the footy, and Mount Eliza get a chance to launch again. This is unbelievable stuff here at Chelsea Reserve. It's come from out of nowhere. The kick forward. Moncrief uses the body well to get Hanness out of it, but he can't take the mark himself. It comes down to Debenham. Handball out to Byron Barry. He finds LaFontaine over the top, and the Stone Cats now with just a chance to settle it down, to take the punch out of the game, because they certainly need to do that, because they are up on the ropes here, and Mount Eliza are just throwing punches at an almighty rate of knots. So Tennant now in the defence. Mount Eliza, they've got the numbers in over the top again. They look for Hammonds. The ball doesn't quite find him. It's off the hands of a Frankston YCW player. It falls towards Wallace, who takes a bounce, puts it on the right foot inside the forward 50. It's going to be Tennant there again to contest. Can't take the mark. It comes off hands, and the Stone Cats can't convert. It's Lockie Street who's kicked the behind. And I tell you what, that was a pretty good opportunity just to stem the flow there after it came off Tenner's hands. He's not the sort of guy to drop many marks, so when he does, you got to make him pay. And Stone Cats really needed that one because the momentum is well and truly against them at the moment, Michael Voss.
It certainly is, Broads, and at half-time you'd think they just about had the Mount Eliza out with the TKO, but as it is, Mount Eliza are now just throwing punches, as you said, and YCW have got to try and win it all over again because Mount Eliza, all the momentum is with them as Hutchison's got it. Attacking side of centre here, Kyle Hutchison. He's looking for an option. He goes in short. He's got a sliding teammate there who takes the mark, and that is the young fella in... no, it's not. It's
Jake Lovett.
It's Jake Lovett. I was going to say it's McKenna Hura, but it was Jake Lovett who's taken the mark. I know his dad's here watching. Brett, former Hawthorn and Melbourne player, more known as a Melbourne player. I don't think he played only a few games, if any, at Hawthorn, but certainly made his name at Melbourne across half-back. But can Jake kick a goal to steady the ship here for YCW? It's 50 metres out. He goes long. Oh, that swings back. It swings back. That is a goal, I think. That is a goal. And 12 minutes into the third quarter, and, well, they did need that, YCW. They're up by 9 points in the first semi-final. 7-6-48. Mount Eliza 6-3-39 on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Much needed goal.
Didn't the Redlegs really storm back to bring that game back to a one-kick ball game? It was quite stunning to think at the start of that quarter that that's where we'd be, but man, really, really, really important goal there by the Stone Cats. An excellent kick by Lovett. Started it very wide before it came back, but good work there. So the Stone Cats now win the tap, and they win the clearance as well. It goes forward through Hutchinson. He handballs it over the top. Can't find a player as the tackle is laid. Hot footy today. Lots of pressure being applied. It bobbles around. Tackle laid by Mount Eliza this time. It goes forward now. The long kick with the right foot came in. Good punch over the top by the Mount Eliza defender. And now they can clear their lines. Looking out towards the wing. Hammond looks to take the mark. Comes off hands. But it goes towards the Mount Eliza player. And they can look inside the forward 50 now. It's Ryan McGadden who can take the mark. He does. Will he look for a set shot or will he look for an option? He's got a few options. Freeman's screaming for it. He's got Moncrief in the pocket as well. He's just said, settle down, fellas. I reckon I've got it from here. It's 55 metres out. On a 35-degree angle, it would take an almighty kick, but McGadden likes his chances. But if he can't kick it, it'll go to the top of the goal square. He looks like he's got the distance, but it's well wide. Should have passed to a teammate, and a good opportunity goes begging for the Redlegs there. And a good chance to get themselves back in the contest. So left foot kick out from Frankston YCW here. It goes towards Chevalier, who takes on his man Freeman on the mark and does well. Kick comes out, the mark is taken. We've got Hennessy who was running past for the hand pass, but didn't get it. Credlin now. BJ Credlin, one of the better fullbacks in the league. With that nice little left foot kick, and it's gone over the head of Scott McLeod, who misread the footy entirely. He had plenty of time to track back, and he didn't. It went over his head. Now Mount Eliza look forward. Freeman in the contest. It's punched away from him. Credlin now wins possession of the footy. The handball comes out towards the Stone Cats player at full back. The kick is poor, and the umpire might ping him for deliberate here if he's not careful, and it's just the throw in.
You don't pay deliberates, but that is as deliberate as they come. He got pushed there, did the young fella in McKenna Hura there, and he just went straight to the line. But the kick might have been, I was going to say the kick might have been askew there due to the push in the back, but I think he went straight to the line. You could pay it, he didn't.
Just a clever little disguised kick to the boundary line, that one from Hura.
14.5 minutes in the third quarter. It's a 9-point margin in the first semi-final. It's YCW's way. Barry gets the hand pass out. Ongarello, it was smothered off his hands.
Here we go.
Quick snap by Hammond towards the goal square, has been rushed through there by Hanness. They can play on YCW. Cody Hanness goes out towards Chevalier. Who's got it? He goes to play on. He goes in short. He's got Jai Coughlin in short. And what can the captain do? He will go down the line. He'll go down towards the attacking side of the wing. It's been marked there by Big McCarthy. Who's got it? What's happened here? The umpire's given a free kick back on play. Something's happened behind the play here.
I'm going to say they're not sure whether he's kind of juggled it over the line, so they might be going for a throw in here, I reckon.
I reckon that's probably more to the point there, so...
It's a shame because it was a good grab by Mitch McCarthy over the back.
We're live here on Facebook and YouTube here at Chelsea at Beardsworth Avenue. It's a 9-point margin. We've got the close one. As the ball comes over the top there by Hammond. It comes back towards Hammond. He loses control. It's picked up here for YCW. A hand pass to Jai Coughlin. Needs to get the kick away. Does. Goes towards half forward. No mark taken. Ball on the ground. A chance now for Conklin once again as the Mount Eliza defence turned it over. Quick kick towards attacking 50. Ball on the ground. McLeod trying to charge through. Gets a hand pass out. Lockie straight. He's got a teammate there who goes in short. He's looking there. It was LaFontaine who went in short. He was looking there for the leading teammate. But this could be a vital time in the game because Mount Eliza go forward. They're inside attacking 50. Moncrief goes to the body. Couldn't take the mark. Cale's got to apply the pressure. He does apply the pressure of sorts. Now that puts the pressure back on once again as the ball is kicked back inside attacking 50 and McKenna Hura just seeing the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in with 16.5 minutes in a very, very exciting and intense third quarter here in the first semi-final. Winner to through to play the loser is Cerritos and Pines. Loser, well, they'll be on the piss tonight. Don't worry about that. 7-6-48 to 6-4-40. The margin is 8 points, Broads.
Yeah, beautifully called, Michael Voss. It's all or nothing here today, a do-or-die clash. Just a beautiful transition from Mount Eliza out of defence there. They brought it from defence and attack in about 3 seconds flat. It was stunning work, but they've had a stunning quarter. They probably deserve to be in front given the way that they've played. It's Hammond and Hughes doing the ruck work. Hammond wins the tap. It comes to ground. The tackle is laid by Bailey Breen, and the umpire will call it in for another ball up about 40 metres out from Mount Eliza's goal. So, Stonecats here. Not rushing to give the ball back to the umpire. They want to settle things down. They need to clear their lines. It's Hughes and Hammond again. This time Hughes wins the tap. Over the back. It bobbles around. Nobody can get clean possession. It comes to ground. But Mount Eliza win possession. And ooh, the snap from the boundary from, it looked like Bailey Breen there, I think. It looked pretty good, but the punch came in from Hines, who's been very, very good today.
It was Cale.
Cale, sorry, who took the kick for goal. Punched over the line by Hines beautifully. So just the minor score there, and Frankston YCW out of jail, but not for long perhaps. The kick out of the defensive 50. Mark not taken there by McKenna Hura, who's had a bit of a rough game today. It's picked up by Goonan, who's been excellent. The handball not great though. Hughes tries to charge through, but he's tackled well. It falls out towards Debenham, who throws it on the right foot. It's out towards the boundary. It might just trickle over if clean possession's not taken. It's not. However, it hasn't run over yet. Mount Eliza doing their best to keep the ball in, and they do pretty well. It's bobbling around. Just nobody getting clean possession. Another tackle laid by the Stonecats and no free kick. And it'll be a ball up. I tell you what, it's a hot footy today, Michael Voss.
Especially in this last 18 minutes of this third quarter, that's for sure. It is on in earnest out there. The margin is 7 points in favour of the Stonecats. We touched early before the game in regards to a draw. Well, we're a long way off that yet, but who knows? This game's going to go right down to the wire. As Coates, he might have been tripped. The umpire said no. McLeod's got it for YCW. More Mount Eliza supporters here clearly because Scott McLeod got the ball and you could hear a pin drop basically there. As the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. Half forward flank here for YCW, about 60 metres out from their goal. They just need to take out the crowd a little bit here. As the ball is balled up by the umpire. It's kicked off the ground out towards the wing. It's picked up by Debenham. Michael Debenham goes with a floating looking kick. I think it might have actually been touched off the boot, so it's over the line for a boundary throw in. Margin is 7 points. It's getting darker, and I think we're just starting to get a few sprinkles of rain. Sprinkles of rain here this afternoon here at Chelsea. It's a quick kick by Debenham towards attacking 50. The ball is off the pack. A chance for Freeman over the top. The ball is hand passed now. Quick kick down the line towards the centre of the ground. They run from different points of the compass to try and get it. That was BJ Credlin who just set it up towards his teammate there in Ongarello. Ongarello's got it. He goes out towards wing. The mark has been taken there, and it's been taken there by Matty LaFontaine, who had such a big tackle laid upon him in the second quarter by Tom Small. It was a magnificent tackle. It was demonstrating on how you tackle a player. 7 points the margin. We're in time on in the third quarter, Broads.
Yeah, just kind of snuck away from us this quarter, hasn't it? It's been absolutely enthralling viewing the way that Mount Eliza have been able to fight their way back. They would really love another goal before three-quarter time to just set themselves up for the last turn. We've got 20 minutes and 18 seconds played as the ball is thrown in from the boundary. It comes to ground. Mount Eliza cleared their lines. It's out towards the wing. It's towards Nathan Ryan, who can't get hands on the footy. It's Cale who picks it up, and the handball comes in over the top. Mount Eliza looking inside forward 50 now. It's not a great kick, and it was Kevin Lilac who was the closest to it. It just got away from him and out
for a boundary throw-in, which is a pretty excellent result for Mount Eliza, given there was no one but Lilac anywhere close to the footy there. So just a chance to get numbers forward for the Redlegs. We've got Moncrief sitting out in the goal square. Freeman was playing out of defence just a moment ago. He's just loitered out towards centre-half forward now, where he belongs. So the ball is thrown in now. Hammond at the back of the pack does the contesting and wins the tap for Mount Eliza. Bullish midfield work, trying to win possession of the footy, but no clear possession. Tackle laid well there by McKenna Hura. Did well. No free kick given. We're just going to get a ball up, says the umpire. No prior opportunity. And we haven't seen too many holding the balls paid today. It's been a lot of ball ups because prior opportunity has not been easy to come by. It's been quick tackles from both sides all day. So Hammond wins the tap over Hughes. He wins the punch. Brenton Credlin down there gets hands on the footy, but can't get it out. The tackle was laid by Blaine Coates on him.
To put you in the picture, Broads, when these two sides played in round 18, Mount Eliza are up by 1 point at quarter time, YCW 16 at half time, YCW 11 at three-quarter time.
Oh, here we go. It's Gormley. It breaks through on the left foot, and he should have scored. Open goal.
Yeah, so 16 points.
Bossy.
No, you're right. 16 points in front at half time, YCW, where Mount Eliza worked their way back in that round 18 game, back to 11 points, and then it was a draw. So this game's sort of taking on similar traits at this stage.
Absolutely, it has. And as you said, Mount Eliza were behind and they came back. It looks like something similar could happen here. Another shot on goal by Mount Eliza, but it floats wide. Blaine Coates it was. He threw it on the right boot, but couldn't get anything.
Emma's getting a workout down there at the moment. She's going from side to side, and she's doing a great job down there.
Tell you what, Dan Gormley with an excellent opportunity. An open goal. He didn't take his time. He had no one anywhere near him. He threw it on that left foot in that awkward kicking action, and it went wide. I do wonder if he's a right-hander. He's kind of got that awkward ball drop that signifies he might be a right-hander, left-footer. It doesn't quite look right, but
Google James Manson, Broads, when you get home, and you'll see exactly what I mean when I say James Manson kicked by Dan Gormley. He's got the most ungamely looking kick, but he's been effective for a lot of years doing it. Says the ball is with YCW, between back pocket and half back. Margin is 5 points in the first semi-final. Winner through, loser out for 2018. Long kick down the line. And it's off the pack. It's a chance there for YCW through LaFontaine, who goes off the ground inside attacking 50. The ball goes over.
Probably had time to pick it up there, LaFontaine, and find an option, but went with the kick off the ground. Didn't end up going too badly for him with the throw in, but had time to really just slow things down and find a better target than that.
And here we are, and it is raining here at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And it is getting cold, I've got to say, here this afternoon. So the ball to be thrown back into play. YCW into attack. A goal here. It certainly helped their cause heading up towards three-quarter time after Mount Eliza had such a great quarter. It's picked up by Gormley. Dan Gormley with the left kick. He goes down the line. He had the leading teammate, but he absolutely burned him. He went towards Moncrief, who somehow got to the contest. Moncrief back to Small. Got to apply it to the shepherd here. Moncrief. Moncrief! He has put Mount Eliza in front on the steps of three-quarter time. Unbelievable, boys.
Stunning kick with the left foot from Jordan Moncrief. He had two ICW players trying to lay a tackle. He went bang, bang, past one, spun him to the other onto the left foot snap. A beautiful goal, and what a way to put your side in front. 24 minutes played in this third quarter. Mount Eliza hit the front for the first time. They go 7-7-49 place. Frankston YCW 7-6-48 on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, and we have a phenomenal last quarter set up here at Chelsea Reserve, Michael Voss.
We certainly do, and it's just unbelievable that they've kicked 5 goals, 5 in this quarter, Mount Eliza, and YCW have kicked 1 goal, 1 I think, in this quarter. So Mount Eliza unbelievably are in front. We've still got a quarter to go, and I reckon that wind has definitely changed coming down this end of the ground. So I reckon YCW will have the wind in the last quarter.
They need it in a better blower. Mornington Peninsula Brewery Pale Gale if they want to be any chance of getting back in this contest as Mount Eliza look forward again. Gormley chasing, had an excellent third term. Gormley picked up by Moncrief, puts it onto the right, looks forward. It's Cale who can take the mark on Gorello, gets a hand in, and it runs over the boundary line. And I tell you what, the Stonecats will be praying for the siren at the present moment because it's in their defensive 50 and Mount Eliza are looking especially dangerous.
Mount Eliza were grateful of the half-time siren. YCW, you're right, they'll be grateful of the three-quarter time siren right now. Lilac, a hand pass. He hand passes it to a standing still teammate. Kicked by Hughes, out towards half-back. Got to go here, YCW. There's a hand pass over now, a chance for Landry. He was tackled. The quick kick forward from Mount Eliza towards half forward has been marked by Gormley. 40 metres out, Dan Gormley. Now, Can Gorma go back and put this one through? He goes towards Moncrief. It's not going to get to him. It's been marked by Ongarello. It's just telegraphing a little bit. Moncrief's had a great quarter. He's really got Mount Eliza back into this game, him and a few others, of course, but Byron Barry's got it right in front of us. We're right on three-quarter time. It's 26 minutes played. A goal either way is huge. Mount Eliza a point in front in the latter stages of the third quarter as Luca Gooden, his favourite movie, by the way, is The Goonies, as the kick goes towards full forward. Off the
Moncrief!
Moncrief! Mount Eliza up by 7 points. They nearly stuffed that. They nearly did.
It was
Cole got the hand pass and he stepped over the line, but the ball stayed in. We're right on that. Well umpired by the goal umpire. There it just happens to be my niece, but well goal umpired nevertheless. And Moncrief managed to put the goal on the board, and Mount Eliza up by 7 points.
No, beautiful work by the goal umpire. You're exactly right. The ball went about an inch from crossing the line. Kale somehow managed to keep it in and lay a handball off, and Moncrief, under all the pressure in the world, threw it on the boot and did what Jordan Moncrief did best, and he kicked the goal. How many's he got in this quarter, Michael Voss? He must have about 3.
He's kicked 3 in this quarter, 4 for the game. He is absolutely taking Mount Eliza on his own back here at the moment.
Must be good for the Redlegs to know that your star full forward is fit and firing the way he is. He has been brilliant, and if he keeps going like this, he's going to win the game for his side and put them into a preliminary final. The ball into the middle now. Ball up by the umpire. Tap comes down, but nobody can win clean possession of the footy. Immediate tackle comes in, and he says, I'll have another crack at it. So 27 minutes played, been a long quarter here. There's been plenty of goals for the Redlegs though. They won't want it to end. However, Cheverly does win possession. He charges through the pack as he's done pretty well all day. Probably been the Stone Cats' best. His kick forward doesn't find a target. It's Butland who throws it on the left foot inside the forward 50. Handball out the kick just before the siren. I don't reckon that's going to count.
It's a goal!
The umpire's coming in to chat to the goal umpire. I reckon...
They must have given all clear. They must have given all clear. You can't swap it now. They've given all clear. Surely you cannot swap that now.
I don't know about you, Michael Voss, but I reckon that kick was about a half second before the siren.
Hang on.
They're conferring.
They are conferring.
Did you see who it was who kicked that goal then?
It might have been LaFontaine, but it's certainly... It's... Now, is it going to be now? Let's look. It is disallowed.
No goal!
It is disallowed.
The Stone Cats needed that one so badly, Michael Voss. What a blow there. Just on the stroke of three-quarter time. I tell you what, the siren must have only beat them by half a millisecond. There was nothing in it. And the umpire probably with the right call there to disallow it. An absolutely heartbreaking moment for the Stone Cats.
I did say that the umpire shouldn't change it. Well, it's up to the umpires when they hear it, but in saying that, the umpire that was closest to it was the umpire that gave the all clear. And once the all clear was given, that umpire probably, I think anyhow, probably the umpire shouldn't get involved there. I think if the right decision was that he did get involved and the goal was disallowed. But should he have got involved? That's the question. 7-point margin at three-quarter time on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. It's 8-7-55 to 7-6-48. A break, and we'll be back here to tell you all about in the last quarter and what might happen. Stone Cats up against it. This could be the end of an era for the Stone Cats. They've been winning premierships. They might bow out in week 2 of the finals. Mount Eliza, what a huge quarter. What a last quarter we've got here on Facebook and YouTube. You're listening to RPP and watching RPP, the voice of Peninsula football. Welcome back here to Beardsworth Avenue. We're live here on Facebook and YouTube. RPP is the voice of Peninsula football, no doubt about that. And that quarter, what a quarter that was by the Redlegs. 8-7-55 at three-quarter time out, Eliza. They kicked 6 goals, 5 to 1 goal, 1 in that quarter. Controversy at the end of the quarter. YCW thought they had a goal. We thought it was half a second after. Goal was given, then the goal was reversed. Obviously, the all clear came from one goal umpire, from one field umpire, and the other field umpires conferred and said, no, the siren definitely went. So I think the right decision was reached. Whether or not it should have gone down that process, that's my question on that. But 7-point margin here in the first semi-final. Jordan Moncrief has been fantastic. He kicked 3 goals that quarter, and he's kicked 4 for the game. Luca Goonan, the cult hero of the Mount Eliza crowd. The Goon has kicked 2, and Kale's kicked 1, and Freeman has kicked 1. And for YCW, Butland's kicked 2, singles each to Lovett, Hutchison, Debenham, Roberts and Hughes. Stonecats will have the scoring in the last quarter, but boy, oh boy, Braids, they need it.
Tell you what, it's been a massive week of headlines. We've had Brendan Favola's Cranbourne Football Club's not getting up, but this game has been brilliant, and if it's down, the margin ends up less than a goal in Mount Eliza's favour. That controversy with that goal right on the siren is going to be making all the headlines, I tell you that. This is where it really matters. This is finals footy. It's do or die for both teams. The winner will go through to a preliminary final, and the loser, well, Michael Voss said it best earlier. If we want to put it a little nicer, they'll be enjoying a couple of drinks tonight. Enjoying a strong word.
Mornington Peninsula Brewery's finest. They'll be enjoying tonight, and plenty of it.
They'll be needing it if they lose this game. It's tight, it's tense. We're just waiting for the umpire at the moment, who seems to have waddled off. We seem to have lost the umpire at present time.
What's going on here?
It is hard to lose an umpire with those bright fluoro tops, but here he comes, tunneling off into the middle as he does.
7 points is the margin as we head into the last quarter. Mount Eliza in, oh my God. Tell the score, Braids.
We'll just quick update on the score of the other game. Dramana 16-804, Lang Warren 128. So if you're on the fence about which game to watch, I'll hazard a guess at saying the margin of this one will be a little bit closer. Ball up, Hammond wins that contest. Ball came to ground, he got a quick clearance out towards Gormley. The quick handball out to Landry. The ball inside the forward 50, and the mark is taken by Nathan Ryan. It's a hot start for the Redlegs, and I tell you what, if they kick this, the Stonecats are going to have a big mountain to climb to get their way back into this game.
Well, they've got a big mountain to climb, even though it is only 7 points at this stage, due to the fact that they're all the momentum, and it's irresistible, the momentum can be in sport, and Mount Eliza have got it in absolute abundance at this stage, as Nathan Ryan has the shot from 40, he pulls it to the right-hand side, he misses, and the crowd stays silent. The crowd hush. Only two not hushing are you and I, Braids. It's 1 minute in the last quarter, and the margin is 8 points in the first semi-final. Get over and don't worry about the game at Somerville. That game's dusted. Get over and watch this game on the RPP Facebook page and YouTube. Search, you can search that and you'll be able to find exactly what's going on. Good tackle applied. Dropping the ball. Free kick to Mount Eliza.
Yeah, it's Macklin Rain, the big man, not very limber, not very agile, unfortunately, and as soon as he got the footy, he was tackled, he just didn't know how to manoeuvre himself. He just dropped the football and panicked, and I think it might be Jordan Moncrief who's got the free kick out there, about 55 metres out on the boundary. It would take an almighty kick, but he's a confident man. Jordan Moncrief, he's been playing an excellent, he played probably the quarter of his life just there in the third term. And if he kicks this, I tell you what, you'll hear a roar from the crowd unlike any other. A big Mount Eliza contingent here today. They'll be wheeling this ball forward. It comes off the right boot. It's long. It was accurate, but it just didn't have the distance. Frankston YCW can clear their lines now, but it only goes as far as playing coach. And Mount Eliza can reload now. The kick towards Landry is cut off. It was LaFontaine who got the punch in. It comes out towards Coughlin now. Can't take the mark. A big clash. Looks to be hurt. Coach who took a knock on the head, but he's straight back up. No chance, no time. You can't afford to be lying down hurt in a match like this. It's tight and tense. He got straight back up and tried to contribute for his team. Ball up in the middle. Macklin Rain wins the easy tap over past Hammond, but it's only as far as playing coach. He looks inside the forward 50, and Jordan Moncrief says, thank you very much, takes the check mark, and we'll have a kick for goal. 25 metres out on only the slightest of angles. Huge opportunity here for the Redlegs.
Massive opportunity here for the Red Leagues to go back and get their 9th goal on the board, and more importantly make it a 14-point margin at the 3-minute mark of this last quarter. They've done all the attacking so far in their first 2.5 minutes. Jordan Moncrief has kicked 4. He goes back. He'll kick from about 35. He's directly in front. It should be a goal. The crowd will tell you the story. The story has been told. The goal has been kicked and Jordan Moncrief has 5. And he just might be the man that gets his hands on the magnificent six-pack of Mornington Peninsula Pale Ale at the end of the day. Because right now he is single-handedly getting Mount Eliza over the line. 9-8-62. Plays 7-6-48. That is on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, and we should thank our other wonderful sponsors as well. Bendigo Bank, Telstra Stores, Mornington and Rosebud, Empire Fitness, Golf Mornington, Bendigo Bank, Eliza Meats, Mornington Peninsula Brewery. There's just some wonderful sponsors. We've got all your sponsors covered on RPP. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Now, what have the Stone Cats got left? They have been asked a huge question. They were 27 points in front at half-time and now find themselves 14 points behind. All the momentum is against them. They need someone. They need Hutchison. They need the captain, Jai Coughlin. They need someone just to get them going and get this momentum, change it all around, because right now it's all Mount Eliza as Hammond gets it off towards Freeman, who goes long towards full foot, is going to drop short. And the mark has been taken there for Frankston YCW in defence. And it's been taken there by, I think that might be Cody Ines, who went in short towards BJ Credlin, who's got it. Goes towards Lewis Roberts at half forward. Now this is where Lewis Roberts kicked a goal from in the second quarter. He'll go back. He'll have the shot. He'll go high with the kick. He needs a mark in the square. He's not going to get a mark in the square. It's over the line right as far as you can go, but not score. 4.5 minutes into the last quarter. The margin is 14 points in the first semi-final. It's Mount Eliza 9-8-62. YCW 7-6-48 as the ball comes back into play. Stone Cats have got to get active here. They've got to be alive. They're just, at the moment, they're just stagnant. They're just relying on other people to do the work for them. They're all going to get their hands down and dirty. A hand pass, a quick snap is going to the line. It's just off target. It was by Lockie Wallace. He just didn't have to have the pepper on it, and the Mount Eliza defence were there to cover it anyhow, but it was off target. Its margin is 13 points, not 15. They put a point on the Mount Eliza. It's 9-8-62 to 7-7-49. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, and we've played 5.5 minutes.
It'll be Geordie Captain to do the kicking in. He kicks it into himself and then puts it on the left boot. It's long. He can't find a target. Amanda coming in over the top for Mount Eliza, but couldn't take the mark. The handball comes out towards Hammond, but Frankston YCW cut it off. It's towards the boundary line. They can't get clean possession. It looked like it should be an easy take there for Byron Barry, who's an excellent footballer, as we know, but just fumbled it. Nerves starting to set in for Frankston YCW. They're starting to consider the shocking thought that they might not be in finals play week 3. If you told anyone that at the start of this season, they would have told you that you were loony. But it's the reality that we're facing at the moment. As the ball comes forward for the Stone Cats towards the boundary, it'll trickle over and we'll get a boundary throw in.
And especially after they were 6-0 at the start of the year.
It's been absolutely unbelievable. That run of games where they went 8 without a win, I think a lot of people put that down to injuries, but maybe there was a little something more to it. Perhaps this is not the Stone Cats of old that we knew. They worked their way back into finals well, but now they're facing an early exit as the ball is thrown in. It's Hughes to do the ruck work and win the tap for the Stone Cats. It goes to ground. It's picked up now. It's well picked up by Scott McLeod, who's quickly tackled. Not given for holding the footy. Now Eliza unlucky as the kick comes in, and it was just a quick, hurried kick there for the Stone Cats towards goal, and it just very nearly snuck in. And I'll tell you what, a big goal that it would be. It would the scores at the moment: 9-8-62 for Mount Eliza, 7-8-50 for the Frankston YCW Stone Cats. It's Mitch McCarthy to take the kick in. He's kicked 8 steps over the goal line by about a whole metre then, and the umpires pulled him up, and we're going to get a ball up at the tip of the goal square. And an absolute brain fade by McCarthy. He was nowhere near the line.
He's trying to put up some sort of argument there, but we can tell right here, we're right on the line there. He's definitely went over that line, and that is the right decision by the umpire. Top of the goal square, 2 goals to margin. Can YCW sneak a goal here? Mount Eliza just got to try and hold firm. Tennant was smothered off his boot. It's picked up there, and the goal square, but it's now fallen free once again. Mount Eliza comes through small. A hand pass over and they're away. Oh, Luck's a fortune with the kick. I'm not sure that's where Harper Leonard was going, but he got it to a teammate at half-back. They can play on now, Mount Eliza, through the agency of DeWitt, who was a good player last week, Mason DeWitt, and probably their best player in actual fact in the loss against Pines. Here's an opportunity for Lilac. Kick in short. Desperate stations are needed. They need heroes, YCW. And right now, all the heroes are wearing red and blue.
Got to be holding the man. They've given it a push in the back. It's absolutely the right call there on Mason DeWitt. He was nowhere near the footy, and he wins the free kick. I tell you what, Mount Eliza not conceding off that goal when they stepped over the goal line there. Definitely got out of jail. What a huge goal that would have been for the Stonecats if they've been able to get something from it. But out of jail, the kick forward towards McGannon is good. DeWitt looking sore. There's some bruised bodies out there. It's been a tense, it's been a tight, it's been a physical contest. And both these teams are going to be feeling the effects in the coming days. And whoever gets through to the preliminary final is going to be sore, that's for sure. The long kick forward. Can't find a man, it's off hands. It's towards Hutchinson who gets the handball. The umpire says he threw it, and he gives the free kick to Mount Eliza. Not a lot of prior opportunity there for Hutchinson. He's very unlucky, I reckon. It's in the hands of Aaron Dunn. He has options forward, but it looks like he's just going to take the set shot.
I think the umpire paid throwing the ball, and the side that does win this will have the extra day's break, obviously, next Sunday's the game.
They'll definitely need it, because it's been a bruising contest so far. Dunn steps in. Crowd waiting with anxious breath. Puts it on the right foot. We know it swings back from that pocket. It is swinging back, and it's a mark taken on the goal line. It's Jordan Moncrief who sticks the Dukes up on the goal line, and what a mark it is! And this will just about put Frankston YCW out of the contest. We've got 10 minutes played, and Moncrief is going to put his side 3 goals up. They've got all the momentum. I'm not going to call it early. I'm not going to call it early, but I tell you what, it's looking pretty good for Mount Eliza at the moment. Moncrief converts. It's a big goal for the Redlecks, and it's getting to be a big margin to overcome with not a lot of time to play left for the Stonecats. We've got 10 minutes played in this final. And Frankston YCW really need to lift from here.
If you go by the margin, it's 18 points, there's plenty of time, but if you go by the fact that Mount Eliza have kicked 8 goals to 1 since half-time, you'd say, where about YCW going to kick the 3 goals and get them back on even keel? So I take your point. There's certainly time enough if YCW are good enough, but I question right now whether they are good enough.
They need goals, and how big an out is someone like Paul Minchington who kicked 5 last week. They really need to find avenues to goal at the moment, and it's hard to see them finding them as the ball is pulled up in the middle. Having success in the ruck contest and can't win at that time. It's who gets the tap. Nobody can get clean possession of the footy, and the umpire calls it in again. They'll throw the ball up. They'll have a second crack at it. The Mount Eliza crowd, I tell you what, they love that Jordan Moncrief goal. They're out in numbers today. They've outnumbered the Stonecats fans, and it's proved a big difference. They've been willing their team on when they were down and out. It's been massive for them. Blaine Coates couldn't win clean possession. The ball's on ground. Couple players in for the tackle. It was Aaron Dunn who was on top, and the umpire again says that he'll throw the ball back up.
11 minutes in the last quarter. It's a margin of 18 points in favour of Mount Eliza. Wouldn't have thought this 45 minutes ago in this game, but Mount Eliza have been absolutely fantastic on the back of Jordan Moncrief in this second half. He has kicked 5 goals in this second half out of their 8, 6 goals to the game. He has got one hand on the Mornington Peninsula Brewery 6-pack right now. There's a chance now for the ball to come over the top. Raphael was in there. The ball comes free. Quick kick forward towards full forward. They need a mark here, YCW. Harper Leonard, did he push? No, says the umpire. It's picked up by Jake Lovett. They need a goal here, YCW. The Mount Eliza defence just holding them up at every opportunity. A hand pass by Tennant, and they're out here, Mount Eliza. They're out of defence. Oh, that's a poor kick, though. All right, they were out. It just came off the side of the boot. So 12 minutes into the last quarter. The margin is 18 points. 3 straight kicks, and we still could have extra time. And what a game that would, what the likelihood that would be if it was. Right now, they played a draw 2 weeks ago. YCW have kicked as many points now as what they did 2 weeks ago. Mount Eliza have kicked an extra 3 goals. Hence the reason of the margin at the moment of 18 points. 12 minutes into the last quarter. It's taken by Tennant, who goes out towards half-back. Going up at the back, the ball falls towards Hammond, out of his hands over the line. for a boundary throw-in. We're getting up towards that halfway mark stage of the quarter. We're 12.5 minutes into the last quarter, and Mount Eliza have kicked the only 2 goals in this last quarter to make the margin 18 points, both on the back of Jordan Moncrief, who has been absolutely sensational today, as the ball is thrown back into play. YCW have just got to try and hold this ball forward, but they can't. Blaine Coates with the kick, a high kick towards half forward, going up and not taking the mark there on that occasion. I think it was by Hodson. The ball goes over the line and out of play for a boundary throw-in. 13 minutes played in the last quarter. The margin is 18 points, and the Redlegs looking more and more confident at this stage in the way that they're going about this. They look as though they've got this game, but there's still time, Braids.
Absolutely, there's still time. The Stone Cats, the last thing that anyone wants to do is call them dead and buried. People call them dead and buried when they didn't win 8 games in a row earlier in the season, and look what happened. They're here in finals. They're in the second week. I'm not going to put the mods on them and call it early. It would be silly of me. And they've got the free kick there at half-back flank now. They've got options forward as well. The long kick come forward from LaFontaine. Over the back is Hughes. Hammond with the punch over the top. The ball comes to ground. Tennant picks up. Been excellent this game. Tennant in defence for Mount Eliza. Been rebounding every time. The ball tucked in and the umpire says he's going to have a ball up. And Tennant, he's an experienced player, and I think he's been one of Mount Eliza's best in defence. Obviously, a lot put on how well they've been going forward, but to go forward, it needs to start in defence, and he's been excellent. It's thrown up. Nobody can win clean possession of the footy. It's bullish work there by Sam Gill to try and get it out, but he's tackled eventually. Comes down. Blaine Coates in there. Gill again. He's tackled down to ground by the Stone Cats. The umpire says that is my footy. Been so many numbers around the ball in today's game. It's been so tough to get the ball out of those pack situations. It's going to take something special here for the Stone Cats. Who's going to stand up and be the hero? It's going to take something really, really impressive. The free kick's been given here out of the ruck contest to Mount Eliza, and they'd actually won the clearance there, the Stone Cats, through Byron Barry, I think it was. So that's a big blow to them. The ball was inside their forward 50. Finally, they got it free, but the free kick given to Tom Small for over-the-shoulder contact. It's very harsh, but it's given. Small looks towards centre half back. He finds Blaine Coates. He's been excellent for Mount Eliza. He looks towards the wing. It's a tough kick. The contest is there. The punch comes in for Mount Eliza, and they maintain possession of the footy somehow, some way. The ball comes out towards Lambert with a short kick, and the mark is well taken there by Breen, who's been excellent. The ball comes out towards DeWitt with a long forward kick with the left foot, and the mark is taken by, guess who? Jordan Moncrief again. What a game he has had. It certainly helps when his midfielders are putting it directly down his throat. And I tell you what, Mount Eliza, this game could be dead and buried. Are we ready to call it yet, Michael Voss, if he kicks this?
I think you'll find that if he kicks this goal, I don't think there's any way the Stone Cats are going to win this. They just don't look like it. They are just out in their feet. Mount Eliza are running, and the younger legs of Mount Eliza, unlike the first half when the ball was in tight, YCW loved it in tight. They've just got them on the outside, and they've got them for speed. Moncrief a shot. Moncrief has put it through for a goal. I think he's just snuck it in. He has, and I reckon Mount Eliza are through. So with 16 minutes in the last quarter, they're 24 points in front, and you'd think they're going to advance to the preliminary final. And well, Macklin Rain's down at full forward at the moment, and I can understand maybe to a degree, but Macklin Rain's also the dominant big man. They need him in the ruck to get him down there. Maybe it might be carrying something. He has spent a bit of time on the bench this afternoon. It's 16 points the margin in this first semi-final. Live on Facebook and YouTube. RPP creating history today, and it's been a great day with Mount Eliza to have an amazing second half. They've kicked 9 of the last 10 goals in this game to take the margin from 27 down to 24 up inside a quarter and a half of football. Kick around the corner is not marked by Lewis Roberts. Ball at 40 metres out from the YCW goal, but Tennant stands tall. He gets a hand pass out, and a quick kick down the line by Lambert. Looking there for a teammate. Couldn't take it. YCW have just got to take it, roll the dice and run. Gets a hand pass over. Now they can go forward. They need a mark. Inside attacking 50. Can Big Macklin take a mark? No, he can't. They've got a loose man in the square. They've got a loose man in the square. That is Lewis Roberts.
Tell you what, there's 17 minutes played. You better hurry up and kick this. There's not going to be an awful lot of time left on the board. Lewis Roberts, a big, big goal here if he can slot it. He's 15 metres out in the slide angle. It should be bread and butter for a player of his calibre. He puts it on the right boot, says thank you very much.
Very subdued reaction from the crowd.
We've got about 10 minutes of football, I reckon, Broads, and they need to make up 3 goals. There is time. We did say a minute ago Mount Eliza are probably going to win the game, and they still should from here. But they took a chance, YCW, for the first time in this second half, really, they've taken a chance. They took the chance, they got the loose man. Lewis Roberts was there at the top of the goal screw. He took the mark, kicked the goal. They get another goal now. All of a sudden, the belief might come back into the being, and they might just sort of think, hey, we're still in this after all. Don't think they believe too hard at this stage, Broads.
No, Jai Coughlin gone forward again as well. Their leaders there trying to provide something for them. They need to lift. They're going to need to be excellent from this point in. They need 4 goals to win, 3 goals to draw level, but they're going to win another clearance here, the Stone Cats. Macklin Rain on the lead. The punch comes in. It's well punched away there from Mitch McCarthy. He's been good today. He collects the ball again, throws it under the right boot. He doesn't look to find anyone in particular, and it'll trickle out towards the boundary line. And anytime the ball hits the boundary line, anytime we get a ball up, it's going to be a good result for Mount Eliza. We're going to see the second tick away on the clock. Any moment wasted for them is going to be good. There, it's got a 3-goal lead. The ball is thrown in now. It's Hughes doing the contesting for Frankston YCW while Macklin Rain parks himself in the goal square. Tackle laid there by Bowen Barry was a good one. He is an excellent player for them, and if he can lift in these last 10 minutes, then the Stone Cats are a real chance.
I'd be getting Macklin Rain on the ball. If he's even half fit, get him on the ball right now because they need him in there. The big body around the contest, they need him. Quick kick forward towards half forward. Lewis Roberts was interfered from behind. No, says the umpire. Ball on the ground at attacking 50. 10 it in there like the junkyard dog, just trying to get the ball out. And the ball is going to be balled up. 18 points is the margin. We're 19 minutes into the last quarter of the first semi-final. Winner plays either Sorrento or Pines, the loser of that game next week. And the loser is out of this season. Roberts, a quick kick. Butland, no mark, no free kick either. Chevrolet tried to charge through. It's taken from Mount Eliza, but then lost by Goonan. It's taken again by Chevrolet. A hand pass, a little bit too much weight on it, enabled the tackle to be applied, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. We're just about to hit time on in the last quarter. It's an 18-point margin in favour of the Redlegs. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to our wonderful tech here, Steve Myers, doing a great job getting us to air, and the boys at Somerville as well, do all collective unit doing a fantastic job as a kick by Lambert. Goes out towards centre wing. Mark has been taken by the man who's kicked 7 goals this afternoon. 7 goals? 6 goals. 7 goals. He's kicked 7. He has kicked 7. And that's...
We don't have a shot clock here like in the I'll tell you what, he's using every single moment of his 30 seconds. The right foot kick's not bad from the boundary line, I'll tell you. All right, hasn't quite made the distance. Ball off hands, cuts the ground, tackle laid, and the umpire is going to call for this one, I would imagine.
A point would be even handier down here for Mount Eliza. Obviously a goal, but a point would just be as effective because at the moment YCW need 4 scores. They need 3 to tie, but they need 4 to get in front. Well, yeah, you give up the ball, but you also make it a 4-goal margin rather than a 4-score margin. Has to be all goals then. Ball still in the goal square here for Mount Eliza. And it's 18 points to margin. YCW have sort of somehow get this ball out. They've got to go down, kick a goal and kick another couple. They are up against it. The reigning champs are on the ropes. What have they got left? Can they fight? A snap, a goal is out of bounds from the full. So the ball will come back to YCW. They go quickly. They go towards the back pocket. The mark wasn't taken there by Lilac. It was punched straight away from him. The ball goes out of play for a boundary throw-in. We're 21 and a half minutes into the last quarter of this first semi-final, and what a second half it's been by the Redlegs. They were down and out at half-time. Even their supporters were down and out at half-time, and they were very despondent. As the kick goes around the corner, in fact, that's a point, and that is a 19-point margin. That should be the game. Broads, 22 minutes into the last quarter. Mount Eliza up by 19 points.
Stone Cats a long way back. It's going to take a miracle to win from here. And they had a chance earlier with the kick in from the out of bounds on the full, and they just turned the ball straight over. So they're not taking their opportunities when they've got them. The kick comes out from the kick in this time. I think the umpires paid the mark despite the fact he held the ball for probably about a millisecond. But we'll let that one slide. And the No, he's just signalling for the Mount Eliza player there in Luca Goonan to step back on the mark. Almost gave the 50. Almost made the threat. Ball comes forward towards Hughes and Hammond. Hammond with excellent hands takes the mark. Great work there from the ruckman. He's been good today. He struggled against Pines, but he's been brilliant today for Mount Eliza, especially with Macklin Rain spending quite a bit of time out of the ruck contest. Freeman wins the ball in the centre of the ground now and looks towards centre to the half-forward flank. Good mark taken there by Sam Gill. He holds the ball up and says, settle down, fellas, I'll take it from here. Let's slow things down. He's got the ball 55 metres out, essentially tucked up against the boundary. It's a completely unrealistic attempt for a shot at goal, but he's going to tell the umpire he'll take it. No, he goes short to Freeman, who just drops the mark, almost got hands on it. It comes to ground now and the tackle is laid. Frankston YCW doing everything they can now to try and get the ball out of that forward 50. It's been a danger area for them in this entirety of the second half. They need to do everything they can to get it out now. It comes out towards Riley Hodson there. He can't win clear possession of the footy. The punch came in over the top by Harper Leonard, and it's going to be out for another boundary throw in. We've got 23 minutes played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Mount Eliza 11-9-75 plays Frankston YCW 8-8-56. This clash, the winner will go through to the preliminary final. The loser will be put on ice and their season will go to waste. They'll be down and out. The stakes are huge and the match has certainly lived up to it. It's been brilliant so far. And Mount Eliza haven't they been good in the second half. Ball tucked in. It'll be another throw in. It'll be another ball up. Beg your pardon.
24 minutes in the last quarter. Mount Eliza up by 19 points. They're home in this first semi-final. The crowd sort of aren't making too much noise, but I think they can ascertain that this game is done and dusted, and YCW's season is going to end in about 2 or 3 minutes' time. Free kick to Landry, who's got it between, or about centre wing in actual fact. Now, can he find Jordan Moncrief? Jordan Moncrief has kicked 6 goals in this second half. He's kicked 7 for the game. He has been absolutely unbelievable, and I think we're not going to argue too much about who's going to be the best player today. I nearly called you locked in, Broads, but that's all right. You knew how I meant. So Landry with the ball. Goes with a high kick towards centre half forward. Going up but not taking the mark. The ball on the ground to Witt trying to come in to get to the contest. The ball is hand passed out there by Hughes. Towards Hanness. Down towards Lewis Roberts, but they've got no one forward. They've got to go over the top. They go over the top towards Lockie Wallace, who plays on. He goes to full forward, big Macklin Rain. The ball comes to the back, it's touched. So 3 goals is the margin, 25 minutes into the last quarter. It's just not enough time. There's not enough time. CW could not pull it out of the hat here now. McCarthy with the ball at full-back for Mount Eliza. He goes long. He goes out towards half-back. Going up and not taking the mark there was Hughes. No real talk there on that occasion. He should have taken that one easy, Daniel Hughes. And the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. It has been a massive turnaround in this second half. What a turnaround it has been. The Red Leagues were gone at half-time, or seemingly gone. And now all of a sudden a 27-point margin has turned into an 18-point victory, or an 18-point certainly lead at this stage. Lewis Roberts on the right foot, a snap at goal, he misses. So that might have created a little bit of interest. They're 17 points behind. They're 26 minutes in the last quarter. And Mount Eliza are holding on. They're holding on beautifully here, Broads.
Absolutely, they are. They deserve the victory today the way they played in the second half. They've been astonishing to watch. And I tell you what, if they bring this sort of game to the preliminary final, they'll be in with a pretty good chance against the loser of Serrano or Pines. It'd be silly to count them out the way that they played. Excellent pack mark. Leo Barry style there in from the side. That's taken by Breton Lambert it was, with an excellent bit of work to come in from the side and put his mitts on it. Beautiful stuff by Mount Eliza. And I tell you what, I don't know where this has come from. They were awful in the first half and they were awful against Pines, in all honesty. They just look completely transformed in the second half of this game. And they could beat any team if they play like this. As Gormley breaks through the pack, puts it on the right foot, he's non-preferred. We know that because he's got a pretty wacky kicking style with his left. Comes out towards Coates, who's tackled there by Christian Ongarello. Ball goes to ground now. Stonecats charging through, looking to win clear possession of the footy, but they can't as Mount Eliza get it clear, and they kick it inside the forward 50. It's punched away from Jordan Moncrief, who's being relentless in trying to win the tackle there. It comes out though, and Frankston YCW are going to be able to rebound. It came towards Lilac, he got the handball out to the half-back flank. The kick forward to the centre of the ground. Looked like it almost might have bounced before the mark was taken. The umpire perhaps pitying the Stonecats. They've been poor in this second half and they're going to pay the price. Their season is done and dusted with the loss. The kick came forward towards Lewis Roberts, but there's the siren!
Stonecats are gone!
Stonecats, if you can believe it, the 7 out of 8 time premiers
have just about out of the finals in the second week. The kick from Roberts through for a minor score, and we're going to finish up here. Mount Eliza 11-9, 75. Frankston YCW 8-11, 59. The Frankston YCW Stone Cats have bowed out of finals in the second week. Michael Voss, what the hell have we just seen?
What the hell have we just seen? We've seen an amazing comeback, and it falls either that certainly Jordan Moncrief carried Mount Eliza over the line there in the second half, but it falls to either what Troy Shannon said or what Shane Tennant said to him in that huddle just before the start of the third quarter. Because one of them got them absolutely riled up, and I reckon it probably falls to the coach, but the captain could do that as well. But an unbelievable performance. You'll come back and wrap up. You're watching RPP, the voice of Peninsula football. Yeah. Welcome back here to Beardsworth Avenue, and what a second half it was by the Red Leagues, and they will sing the song loud, they will sing it proud, and they will just go to Jordan Moncrief and say, wow, what a performance you put up. And I tell you what, if I was Jordan Moncrief, I'd be saying, right, you're all buying me a beer before tonight, because
I think we'll be buying him a beer. Our sponsors are going to be providing tips of the very best from Mornington Peninsula Brewery between you and me before we get to the
I think we'll definitely have him getting that award today. But goal kickers in the 16-point win for Mount Eliza. 7 goals to Jordan Moncrief, 1 in the second quarter, 3 in the third, 3 in the last. 2 goals to Luca Goonan, singles each to Freeman and also Kale. For YCW, it was 2 to Butland and 2 to Roberts, 1 to Hutchison, 1 to Devitt and 1 to Hughes and 1 to Lovett. At half-time, YCW led by 27 points. At three-quarter time, it was Mount Eliza by 7 in the end. Mount Eliza winning by 16 points, and just what an unbelievable performance it was, Broads.
It's a stunning result, in all honesty. And to see Jordan Moncrief play the way he has, when he's in full flight, he's just one of the best players to watch in the entire league. You know, he's a beautiful kick of the footy. He's got strong hands, and when he's fit and firing up and about, there's just no one that you like watching more, and he was certainly brilliant today. But the Stone Cats now, I guess it's time for the post-mortem for them. It's been just a confusing season, and with the divisional restructure at the start of the year, would you ever in a million years have guessed that Frankston YCW would go 8 matches without a win during the season? They would finish 5th on the ladder and just sneak into finals, and they would be out by week 2.
Unbelievable to think, but look, it's not an excuse. It's a reason. YCW have really struggled for continuity this year in terms of the players they've had available, and look, all sides have injuries, but YCW might have just copped their fair share on like the last few years' fair share, basically, because you could argue they probably haven't had that many long-term injuries, but they've had a few this year, and they probably haven't had their best side play together a lot this year. And it was that round 6 game where they were 7 goals, I think, to 1 behind against Mornington. They got up and won that game, but they only won by 2 goals, and you thought, well, maybe there's a few issues, a few cracks to open, even at 6-0. They lost to Mount Eliza, lost to Pines the next week, and then I think they might have lost to Rosebud the week later, but all of a sudden the cracks started to open, and YCW were mortal. They weren't invincible. They were men. Basically, you punch them, they're not machine. They were men, and they proved to be mortal at the end because Mount Eliza were just were too good. They were too quick in the end, and they used the ball so much better in that second half, unlike what they did in the first half. And some of the better players from Mount Eliza, we should touch on them, Broads, before we make tracks. Obviously, Jordan Moncrief was fantastic. I don't know about you. I thought Hammond was very good. I thought Shane Tennant was also good. Yep. Blaine Coates was good. Dan Gormley in the second half was very good. throw in Tom Small, Mitch McCarthy in the defence. Goonan was very good also. Mason DeWitt in the second half. And probably Lambert as well. And for YCW, well, boy, oh boy, it was much harder. And they're probably their best players are in defence in Ongarello and also Credland and also Hanness in the first half.
I thought that Cheverley wasn't bad throughout the midfield with Belushi on a few clearances, but really struggling to get the ball forward. So I mentioned to Jacob Cheverley, I reckon.
Kyle Hutchison wasn't Kyle Hutchison's greatest game, I wouldn't have thought today. And, the Stone Cats are done and dusted for season 2018. And who knows, next year, I said earlier the year is over. And it is over because they're not going to win the flag this year. But they might come back next year and start a new era. Who knows? But they're certainly done and dusted this year. And they can sit back and watch the last 2 weeks of the finals, knowing that they're not going to be at it, but knowing that the side they played today, if Mount Eliza play with that intensity they played in the second half, they can beat anyone, and that includes Pines who wiped the floor with them last week. Where was the intensity last week? Where was the intensity in first half today? They've obviously got the RAS. They've managed to get the job done in the end, and it's been a great win for them. 11-9-75. They've beaten Frankston YCW 8-11-59. And, Brides, it's been fantastic this afternoon. And the 3-2-1, we should say the 3-2-1. Who's your 3-2-1?
3-2-1, I gave 1 vote to Luca Goonan. I thought was excellent. Kicked a couple of goals and was a consistent force for Mount Eliza. 2 votes to Shane Tennant, the leader, the skipper playing out of defence, was excellent all day. And 3 votes, no surprise, to Jordan Moncrief, kicked 7. And was just absolutely stunning to watch throughout the entire afternoon, especially in that second half when Mount Eliza really needed someone to step up and win the match for him. He was outstanding. The 1
and the 2 doesn't really matter, but I'll just for the sake of it, I'll give 1 to Cates, I'll give 2 to Tennant, and 3 votes goes to Jordan Moncrief this afternoon for 7 goals and a performance to behold. I tell you, it was an absolutely unbelievable performance. The finals now finish here at Chelsea. Next week, the preliminary final, every final after this weekend. So we've got a game at Mornington tomorrow. But next week, the grand final of Division 2 will be at Frankston. Preliminary final at Frankston on Sunday for Division 1. And then the following Sunday, Division 1 grand final at Frankston. And it's all over then. But, Broads, it has been fantastic. It's been a historical day for RWP, and I think we've got through pretty damn well.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's been great fun, and I'm just really glad that we had an excellent game to watch. Brilliant story to be told with the way that Frankston YCW fell today, and it was just an excellent game. I really enjoyed it.
Very much so, and a big thank you as well to our tech, Steve. It's been fantastic, Steve Myers, this afternoon.
About 8 different jobs to do this afternoon. Steve, he's killed it.
And we've got through. Maybe that management might have publicly or privately been thinking, gee, are we going to be able to do this? Well, we've done it. We've done it. We've proven we can do it. 2 games live on streaming today. Listener and viewer has their choice. It's been unbelievable. Switch over now to watch the last quarter if you want to see Dramana winning by an absolute cricket score. Switch over to the Dramana and Langwarrin game. The score is 120-11, 131 to 36-24 in that game. If you want to watch the end of that game, do so. You'll hear from Lockie and Short Pass if you do. But on behalf of Broads and on behalf of me, Michael Voss here at Chelsea, it's a good afternoon and we'll speak to you tomorrow at Mornington. You've been listening and you've been watching RWP, the voice of Peninsula Football.